I'm not. And
There we
on the
go.
side of
Okay.
the pavilion. I don't know what happened to them. And what you call Gary Pearson, I cleaned it out, but I
No, you
haven't
said
found
it.
it down the door.
Brian, what's the cat's name?
Thanks. We'll get
Okay.
Rover.
Me and two others online, and the rest are actually there.
Oh, who would probably-
At a tracker.
We will call to order.
Who's
We're gonna have to ask Stern. Hold on. Can you bring that closer so we can see it?
I fell asleep.
Stephen Stern.
What's a light do that way?
Tired boy.
That's me.
Hello.
Okay. Julia's gonna do a roll call for us. Okay. Lori Durack. Here. Cassie Jacoby. Here. Nancy Anna. Here. Chris Papalizio.
Here.
Jeff Lynn. Craig Montanaro.
Present.
It's fine. Eve
Just
Montanaro.
not late for dinner. We're good.
Day Drew. Brian
Yes.
Smith and Julia Schiavi here. Lynn Chrissy treasurer, tax collector. Here. Lisa Hober treasurer. What's that say?
I'll get it.
Okay. Anyone
Some people.
from the public here?
Me, I guess.
Okay.
Stephen
Stern. Stephen Stern.
Yes.
Thank you. Did it go away, Brian?
It did. Oh, shoot.
Stephen Stern went away.
Technical difficulties.
What happened?
It's not recording. Oh, it says stop.
Stop
Oh, it's
it.
recording. No, it's recording. It's good.
We didn't mean to drop him though.
We didn't drop anybody.
Stephen Stern.
Yeah, you still did. Oh,
No, that's.
then he must have done it.
Yeah, there's something going on. It forced him to get dropped.
Let's see if he dials in again.
Hopefully he dials back in.
We'll hear it make that little boop noise.
I'll stay here for a minute. Did you dial with the other guy? John?
Did what?
John Gilmore?
I'm good.
Oh, John Gilmore. Oh, John Gilmore.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right.
Well, I want to give the meeting guidelines. John knows the guidelines.
Yeah.
Stern does.
Big one.
But,
Let's just repeat it.
Shoot.
Back on.
Lori, stick two of these in
Didn't
your mouth
mean-
and start the meeting.
Hope Steve gets back on.
Who's the cap?
Okay.
John, do you have any public comment?
No.
Anybody else public comment? Lisa? Lynn?
If that guy comes back, should you offer public comment? Just-
Yeah.
Okay.
Member correspondence. A lot of correspondence of the dam. They mostly all positive, which was excellent. You know, people are happy about it. A lot of repetitive questions that maybe they didn't read or whatever, but it was all pretty much good. Officers report. I don't really have much to report. Correspondence, you're gonna talk about the chicken dump thing, we acknowledge that. Yes, we've all. Oh, you were? No, I don't know why she did that, but anyways, so, no, I'm sorry. I got an email. There is a member that has a chicken and duck issue and encroachment. I passed it along to Jim Ventris and he took care of it. So,
Sounds
she,
like dinner to me.
I think what she did,
You
Lynn,
get
is she
dessert.
also put somebody else on it that doesn't exist anymore. So I think she just looked for, emails and, yeah. So it was me, you, and, the other person that doesn't exist anymore. Well, I mean, she exists, but not in our little email. Anyway, so, yeah, we don't have anything in our governing documents about chickens that you can't have, them, that you can't have anything with the ordinance from the town.
But I go to ask.
It's right farm.
Can you guys hear us? Can you hear Lori?
There's a thumbs up. Okay.
Good. Just go a little lower.
Okay, so we'll go right into, Lynn's report, our tax collector. So, we had the, mill rate has been established And of course, you now know it because Lori put out the,
Yeah, nice.
could you repeat that, please? Because I haven't read it yet. Okay. So the, new mill rate is gonna be 6.4, 6.3.
No, 3.6.
3.644.
I just had it up.
Thank you.
Like,
I've only written it about a half a dozen times.
no, hold on, Lynn. Yep, 3.644.
3.644. So, yeah, I mean, based on the budget, based on, and I was able to get, the updated assessed values from the town. The town has not released them yet, even though their budget passed. Because at the last minute, they got some additional money from the state, so they're trying to figure out what to do with that. Great, good for East Haddam. But I anticipate that they'll be releasing our records soon. I would anticipate having the bills on time for our owners meeting so that we can hand out. But as a reminder, we're going to do these bills in 2 installments. So it's a 50% effective July 1st, 50% effective January 1st. That is different than the assessment. The assessment is its own bill being handled through the tax system. And as you all know, that will be, we're going to bill that. It has to be one with some, that's state law. And that will be September 1st.
Okay. Go ahead, Julie.
I just wanted to thank Lynn for her generosity in offering 2 payment cycles for the annual taxes.
There's a lot of people who think.
Did you get the bottle of whiskey we sent you?
So to that, I would like to, if somebody would agree with me and make a motion, there is a $500 stipend for assistant secretary still available until July 1st. Next fiscal, that goes away. I would like to offer that to Lynn for her extra, she's doing 3 taxes instead of 1. She's gonna hear that.
Hold off on that because, and I appreciate it. But if this is going to cost you more money, it's going to cost you additional just to process this.
I know.
I mean, it costs us money to put the legal notice in East Haddam. And we generally only do that once a year. We're going to have to do that 3 times this year. You have to notice the first installment, the second installment, and the assessment. We're going to have to get more envelopes. There's things that we're going to need to spend that are not in the budget. So, well, I appreciate it, and I do. Thank you.
But so those will come out of this dam budget, and you are going to be doing a lot more work.
Did you make a motion?
I did not. I asked if anybody wanted to make a motion.
I make a motion on what you just said.
Okay, I'll make the motion that we allocate the assistant secretary's stipend to the tax collector for the extra work that she's doing in this 26, 27,
25, 26.
25, 26 budget, okay.
I
Oh, it's
second.
25, 26 budget, okay. And he just,
I second.
You second.
And now,
Okay, any discussion? All in favor?
So thank
Any
you.
nays? Any abstentions? Motion
Thank you.
passes. You're welcome. And really,
and
if
you
there
can
were
send the bottle of
more,
whiskey back to us.
Bring it in, Chair.
Bourbon is.
okay. Any other questions for Lynn on any of what's gonna happen with taxes or anything like that? Okay. Lisa, over treasurer's report.
So I put the reports are up on the drive. I also want to mention that I started a treasurer's log because often there's maybe something I want to mention or something that I think that should be historically noted. So Lori, I'm not sure if you had a chance to look at that, but it's going to be a log on the treasurer's drive. And, for example, I'm not sure if everybody's been looking at the reports. Wait a minute. Pretty sure nobody looks at the reports. But if you look at the Quicken report, I've been running Quicken and QuickBooks for the last year, fiscal. I'm going to continue to run Quicken because I'm very, very comfortable with it. When we historically have used Quicken, the only report that we have ever used from Quicken is the BVA, budget versus actuals. So when we make a transaction, like we move $10,000 from our budget from the right side of the BVA to the left side of the BVA, it takes a transaction in Quicken, and then we offset that transaction to make it like it never happened, all because we want to move that figure from the right to the left. Well, now that we're using Quicken, we use more reports from Quicken. So that transaction affects so many more reports. So until we get completely ironed out, and I am waiting on a call from Rob DeFilio to make sure that we do that properly, I am going to keep this treasurer's log so that there's a historical documentation of everything I do. If it requires an explanation. And I just want to have full disclosure. And while I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, thinking about some of these things and how can I manipulate that or do that so it's proper, it occurred to me that I want this full disclosure log out there. So that's there. Secondly, Craig, I am going to get you that thumb drive, maybe this weekend.
Okay.
Maybe. I'm working on it, but I want to get that to you. I know I owe you that. And other than that, if anybody has any questions.
No, but I like the log, Lisa. Thank you.
Yeah, I think it'll come in handy. And also, I'm kind of waiting for Trish Mago to come back because I've been sending her reports throughout the winter, and I've been conversing with her about QuickBooks and what we can do to make it more comprehensive. So I'm not sure when she's coming back, but like I've got a call into Rob, and I'm waiting for Tish to come back too. So
Coming back late this year.
Yep, June.
Yeah, like.
all right, so I'm not waiting for Tish.
No.
I'll figure it out. I'll get it. I'll
Okay.
figure it out. I just want to make sure everything is clear. And now that we're using we're using more reports. So you make a transaction, it affects, as Craig knows, you make one transaction, you make a journal entry, it affects another report. We need to reflect those. And the accounting practices that we've had over the years, we work in a budget where we have a budget, and the budget actually includes this amount of monies going to capital reserves. So typically the treasurer has always made that transaction at the beginning, the first month of the fiscal year. Well, when you make that transaction, it's not money really had yet. So it shows up as a deficit. In QuickBooks, we can't do that. So we need to, I need to figure out a way that we're doing that, but we're still showing it. So the treasurer's log will at least be a historical documentation of any kind of journal entry or adjustment to an opening balance that will reflect that.
All right.
That's all I got.
All right, Lisa. Anybody have any questions for Lisa? Nope. Okay. I did want to mention, Lisa, could you, I didn't take it with me. Could you tell me what's currently in properties? I think it's like 1,200 and something.
Can I interrupt you in about 2 minutes and give you that information? I'll raise my hand and give that to you accurately. Also, I forgot to mention, I applaud you guys for awarding Lynn with something extra, because although you're looking at it as 3 tax payments this year, which is, triple the work for Lynn, you might not be aware that Lynn goes to the mailbox every day. I don't think I've been in a year. So, and I think that's a treasurer's responsibility, and Lynn does it. So that's a huge lift off my plate. And she does it every day. Every day he communicates it to me, what she's doing. We have the system worked out, and Lynn.
Yeah, really.
She's just trying to get her steps in, okay?
That's right. It's all about the stuff.
You muted it.
Hey, Lori, I have just a minor thing, but for Lisa, I'm going to be submitting some few minor bills that I accumulated in the past couple of weeks. One was for the second beach project.
Oh, for properties, you
For
mean?
properties, yeah.
Okay,
So just some minor things, and then Ace Hardware, and then Tractor Supply.
okay. Do you have a guesstimate?
Probably
200?
about $100.
Okay, all right. So Lisa, when you get a chance,
And
I-
in addition,
I
addition-
thought I had it in here, but I don't.
so in addition to what the figure that I'm going to give you in a few minutes, and the minus out what Chris just talked about, but also minus out $150 for flags, because the flags were replaced this year. Lee and Jason did it. Maybe I think it's $7.25 a flag. And in the past, Mike Chupas has done this for us, and I've written a check to it's not the Elks, Lori, is it American Legion? American Legion. And that I've had to void the check because he never cashes it. So Lee and I have figured out where we're going to, and he pays for it himself. Mike Chupas pays for it himself. So I'm going to reimburse him $150 for the last 2 flag replacements. I'm going to write the check to Lee. Lee's going to cash it, and he's going to hand Mike the cash.
Okay, all right. Let me know when you get that number. We're gonna move on to properties anyways.
I'll
So-
raise my hand.
All right, thank you. So when Lisa gives us the number, I'm gonna tell you right now, it's like 1,200 or 600 or something like that. Contractually, we exceed that number. So for Jansky's and for American Pride, we're 20, I'm just rounding off here. To $2,300. So I want to recommend that we take the stipend for the property manager and move it into properties because we need it.
Can you make a motion?
You can make a motion.
I make a motion that we take the property manager's stipend for 25-26 and move it into the properties line item budget for 25-26.
And I like seconding your motion. Yes.
Is there any discussion on that motion?
Is that just for this specific year?
There's no stipend next year for a property manager.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah,
What is this like?
4,000, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So that should cover
Okay.
the contractuals and maybe the valve we got going on.
Yeah.
Which we'll talk about. We'll talk about
Okay,
later. But
Gotcha.
I just,
Good
so
to know.
Lisa, when you get the number, tell me if I'm way off, but I think it's like $1,600 or something. So, and that should
Wait
cover
a minute,
what you
we're
have,
on,
Chris.
we're on discussion. Do we have it all in favor for that motion?
No, we're still
Yeah.
discussing.
We're
Oh,
discussing.
so,
Yeah, I didn't know if she got it yet. But, so is there any other questions or discussions? Okay, all in favor? Any nays? Abstentions? Motion passes. Thank you. Lisa, did you catch that?
Thank you, Lynn.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Have a good night.
you too.
I don't think, Lisa, can you hear me? Oh, don't forget that. Are you in the? Yeah, okay. Yeah. It's coming, Lynn, it's coming. Lisa, can you hear me?
Yeah, she's still working on it.
No, I'm just trying
That work
to,
out with Chris earlier.
I want to make sure she heard the motion.
Yeah, I did my assessment.
No, she's looking at her. All right, so I'm just gonna move on.
You're in the kitchen.
I just want to make sure she makes the move.
She was here. Yeah.
I can text her.
Usually she'd look and go
Lisa,
something, you know? No, she
Lisa,
can't.
I can hear you. You can't see me. Thumbs up, thumbs up.
Yeah, I thought you
No,
were-
that's
we're not
okay.
paying attention.
I thought you were making a signal.
You're
but
smaller on the screen. Thank you.
It's good.
I'll raise my hand when I have something for you.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Just shout it out because we're not going to see you.
I can see.
All right, so properties, Julia's gonna give us a status update on a few projects and ongoing initiatives. I didn't know if you wanted to mention that one too. You can read my scratch. Moving it outside.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But that won't happen this budget. Okay.
Well, Brian just put some food in his mouth, so hold up on that one. So there are a couple things that are happening. Thank you. We had a great work party on Sunday. Got the swim rafts out, the lines. We found, are you gonna go diving? Is Chris gonna go diving down to find a chain that we lost? Okay.
You
Cool.
lost the chain?
But Second
when I
Beach
don't show
lost a
up.
chain.
Yeah. What happened?
But they did a great job. We were also at Third Beach.
Just over the winter.
The work party at Third Beach, I don't know. Someone's digging at least a 3-foot deep hole and probably a
Third
4
Beach?
feet, wide. It's really crazy. So we filled that in, and then I think we have an angel at Third Beach who's raking, and I think that might be Dennis Herbert.
That looks good.
It looks good.
It looks good. It's on, I saw it on Facebook.
Yeah, it looks good. And then the work crew out there, we tried to reposition the docks there that had been removed, messed up by the ice, and they got most of it in. And tomorrow, two of the guys plan to come back, Steve Percival and Rick, Goodwell Rick. They plan to try to get those set properly. There's two little other maintenance items for Third Beach, but John Allegra, hopefully, fingers crossed, will rake like he did last year, major once through overall.
Will be your
the
rake?
season.
Get all the rocks out.
Yeah, well, he fluffs up all the sand, so it's not hard packed.
Okay.
And so he'll do all the beaches, and then that makes it easier for the rakers. And then periodically during the summer, either Dennis Server or John Manzette will come around with their tractors and just do a quick rake to help the beach rakers with that, especially if it gets hard packed. So I'm fingers crossed that John will do that.
So do we still have the 3 tractors that we had on each beach?
Well, one tractor died that we scrapped. There's one tractor in the container. And then the third tractor is Dave Edgington's, that's not ours.
Okay.
So we only have one that's in the container. And all the beach rakers are under 18, and you have to be 18 or older to drive a tractor.
Okay.
Yeah. So Dennis is using his own when he does it, and John uses his own.
And who knows the shape of that tractor probably.
Well, I think that one was okay. The one
Oh, is
we
it?
had to
It's in
scrap,
pretty good shape.
yeah, the rig
Is it
scrap.
good?
Yeah, it's good to
Yeah.
hear.
That one's in good shape.
So,
When we went to clean the porta potties for the season, we realized that the water, even though it was turned on at First Beach, we couldn't get it to the spigot to operate. So we had Connecticut Water come out and investigate, and they think that the rod on top of the valve, which the valve wrench goes on, may be corroded and lost a piece. So let Brian speak a little bit on this because he's kind of handling the,
yeah, I
the
volunteered.
estimates.
So I got 2 estimates so far. Adam Barenko, he's in town, seems to be knowledgeable, and also Badger Plumbing at East Hampton. That's a guy I used in the past. Both understood the valve, and they both kind of were arranged. They don't know what they'll find until they dig it up, but it could either be just the rod or it might be the whole valve has to get replaced. One, Badger brought up a good idea too. While they're there, if it's damaged enough that we ought to replace the actual spigot, that's also buried in the ground after the meter valve. So that's something we could look into. The Adams quote was in the range of 18. Oh, we don't get into that yet?
Yeah, don't do that. because
That's a word.
Yeah,
Gotcha. Okay. Anyways, that's so I'm
What's
looking at.
peso, dude? 18 peso.
18
What he said.
18.
Brian will keep us apprised of when he has all the quotes. And
Yeah, it's bigger than a bread bag. Yeah, it's not a simple dig with a shovel. They're gonna come out with excavators.
the rod is down at least 4 feet.
This is the
and the
valve.
valve is down 6.
So this is the valve that they just replaced?
No, they didn't.
No,
This
so
is
I
like
come to
a-
find out, it wasn't replaced like mine on the last year. That was done
That
years,
was always down 4 feet or whatever?
years ago, I
Yeah,
guess.
they did a section right there in front of the pavilion like
Yeah.
10 years ago.
All right, okay.
They were done
Yeah.
before my trip.
it's a dry hydrant valve.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
right,
call
that
it
makes
a
sense.
lawn hydrant. That's the official term. If you can Google it. So the valve looks the same. If we were to replace it, it wouldn't look any different.
Right.
Blue or orange again.
Right.
To clarify, we haven't budgeted for this at all.
So, well, that's why we just moved some more money into properties, to see if we have enough. If not, we go into the next fiscal year and we have to wait to get water.
And we don't need the water really until the carnival.
Right.
We don't need the water. I mean, people will be sad they don't have it, but
Right.
it's not in the budget, it's not in the budget, but we do need it for carnival.
Lisa has a number for us.
Well,
How'd you know that?
she brings
You
her
see it?
hand.
I like, it's like this, you know, that those Perlin guy, like.
Lisa, what's your number?
So listen, Lori, so right now as it stands, all right, hold on. As the BVA stands right now, it's 218304. However, I know I have a June payment for landscaping coming out of that.
Ann Jansky,
Oh, I didn't figure out Jansky is
20, so together they're like 2,400 bucks.
wait a minute. Hold on one second. Because also, so without Jansky, if you take away the landscaping contract, the 150 I'm going to use for, I'm assuming flags or properties.
Sure.
All right. And then the approximately 150 that Chris Papalizio talked about.
100.
And then Jansky, yeah, we're in a deficit. So
Yeah.
right now, before Jansky, we're at $700.
Right. So we just voted to transfer the 4,000 from,
Yep, I caught that. I just want to make sure that I got the number to you. So,
okay,
so with Jansky, we're a negative 600 without that 4,000.
okay.
So back to the valve. So the valve was done 10
Thank
years
you,
ago.
Lisa. Thank you.
Apparently there's something there.
And it's either the stem,
The
and if we're
rod,
gonna dig with an excavator, we might as well just replace the whole frame.
That could end up being the direction. They both kind of said that, but it could be as simple as this other part is. I'm unaware of the whole thing. It's kind of deeper than I expected to get
valve
into.
bridge sits on the rod. that turns.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I
And then that
get
just-
it.
and then that
It's
operates
down
the
to the-
valve.
Yeah, right.
right.
So who knows what it's gonna look like?
I'm
We're
just
gonna
saying,
find
if we're
out.
digging, we should just make sure we get prices for them.
Right. Oh, yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah, trust me, yeah. And the one threw me at thinking like it's all there, like while we're down there. The valve might be older than the 10-year thing. I don't know.
It may be.
It might be this time while we're down there for a couple hundred more to replace that. But we'll see how those numbers fall. One advice I say on this whole thing, so people are aware of it, maybe send out a note.
I did
We
hang,
put a sign
we
on
Oh,
it.
did
you
say
put a
it's
sign
out
on
of
it.
order,
Oh.
repair pending.
Okay.
It's out there.
We thought of that, and I'm like,
Those
just
are the
say a
things I
sign.
was looking for. We'll go to it. Okay.
Yeah, and if, when the next newsletter comes out, we can do that.
That's good enough. Yeah.
Well, and we'll know by then
You do
what we're
enough
doing.
newsletters.
Where's the valve? Is it right? Is it where the thing comes up out of the ground?
Yeah,
Is it
right
the
there.
old-fashioned
Porta
look?
potties.
It's right
Okay,
here,
okay.
the blue covered like ours.
Okay.
It's got the
Metal.
So are
warning.
they gonna get an excavator back there, or are they gonna be able to do it from the street?
They're gonna come
The
around.
excavator around.
They'll get around
Yeah,
the
they'll get around.
pavilion.
Okay.
Oh,
Without digging up
something.
the grass, that would be nice.
So, okay,
Put a
so
new
that's,
sod.
that's the valve issue. We've noticed that the parking lot that we resurfaced last year doesn't quite look right. There might be an issue with it, so Jeff's investigating that with the contractor.
And with John
First
Jacoby.
week.
And John
Yeah.
Jacoby,
What's the
yes,
issue?
because he,
Well, it looks like about half of it, I don't want to use the term peeling off, is where it had worn off.
it looks like it didn't adhere.
So without getting into a big hullabaloo and a big discussion about this, I called up the guy who did it, and he's going to contact the plant and have the plant guy come down. And I said, I want to be here. And then I called up John Jacoby because he had used this company twice and it's had no problems.
Got it.
So he's coming back again like the 27th. And he's going to help me look into it if we don't hear. I'd actually like the plant guy to come when John's here, because that way he knows all that talk. So
Is there
nothing more to report. So
any sort of warranty in the product?
not that I know of. So we're up the creek, but gotta hope that the plant will come to that. That's it.
I can make it.
What's it? Yeah.
So
Oh, no, small question. Just why, you mean like where the asphalt was created?
Yeah, where we buys the sealant.
Sealant was
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. I mean, it could be a bad batch, but
Bad
again, I don't
batch.
want to get into a big
No,
discussion, so
okay.
we have.
Okay,
no
that's
facts.
what you meant.
Good,
Okay.
good job noticing it and working.
Well, she knows, Julie
Yeah.
noticed it, so.
Good job, good job.
Good job noticing it.
but
Well, you get our money's worth if it was.
I mean,
sealed
yeah,
last
because
year.
it kind of looked like we hadn't done anything.
I know.
Like,
It's very bizarre. but-
and we didn't plow the parking lot this year, so it's not, has nothing to do with plowing.
Really?
It's not plowing, so,
So we're on it.
yep, we're on it.
Right,
So just if
okay.
anyone asks, we're on it.
We're on it.
All right, we didn't miss that. Now these boats that have been left behind. We want to talk about this?
We can talk real quick. I think that Greg and I are gonna take care of the boat and move it to where
The other one is.
the other one is.
And then if you guys would take a picture, I'll send out
I'll-
send out an email blast and say for
Sure.
free.
You send it an email, I'll throw it on the Facebook page too. Is there anything wrong with that? Like, I'll put it on the whole Lake Hayward page, the bigger one, not just ours. Who cares?
Yeah, go
Look, at
ahead.
the end of the day,
Yeah.
if it's free and I mean, Lake Shore is a town road, so if somebody's driving by and there's a sign on it that says free and it disappears one day, what the hell do we?
What
do?
about the
Exactly.
East Town bonus site?
That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
if we'll take pictures.
Great
we'll
idea.
get it squared away.
Do you want to add the raft, that little raft
Sure.
to it?
Yeah, yes, I
Okay.
can do that.
I didn't want to interrupt you, sorry.
No, I'm just saying, I hope we're not just.
So that was
No,
my,
it
so that
just
was,
says free.
Too, but
That's
It
it.
just says free and they'll be up by the road.
But, so this is a good point, and that's when I was sending that email yesterday, I was a little concerned about that, because if we say these are free, then people see it, and then they come and it's not free, maybe they take another boat, and that's. People
Well,
are crazy,
they're-
people are
Yeah,
crazy,
yeah,
so.
yeah. So they have to be obvious that,
Excluded, of course.
Yeah, it's gonna be obvious.
yeah.
Yeah, and up by the road, but
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
where that one, the canoe is
Yeah.
close to the road, right? It's not on our far side.
yeah, and it's far, it's away from this, completely on the opposite.
Yeah.
By Volvo.
It's ridiculous.
But also, so
Someone's gonna untie it. No.
No, people, I mean, the people are talking about the boats in the water, I'm talking about the boats on the rack.
Oh, I see. I'll take the yellow one.
In fact, I don't want to say it out loud, so I won't say it out loud.
No.
so the boat,
Right.
so, okay, you guys got the handle. Thank you.
Yeah,
And then,
Yeah, and Craig's also gonna help me with the line at Second Beach.
I am,
Ow, my neck.
I am a little
You need to
concerned
drive
that
the
this
Oh, that's
board,
fine.
I am a little concerned that this board goes above and beyond and every one of you guys does so much. And the nine
you.
people,
And
But-
everybody.
nine people should not be expected by this membership to take care of every issue that comes up. So I don't mind doing a little bit here and there, but if these votes don't disappear, I'm not advocating that you guys take it to them. You know what? We're probably gonna have to pay to do that because
Well, I have a truck, you can pay me.
I don't know, but I think these nine people have done a lot and they should not be continued to manage this entire, people need to step up for a community.
Can I add to that? We also do a lot to request volunteers and to reach out to the community as a board. And
We
you-
do.
You guys lead the charge on that. So it's not like we're not asking other people to help.
No,
And there are a lot of people, myself included, I come up here on the weekends. That's pretty much when I'm here.
Right.
And so if I come up here on the weekends and I always have something that I have to do, then why am I paying for this house
I know.
in my personal life? Right. But as a board member, I feel, I don't want to say a sense of obligation, but a sense of pride and responsibility that I want to help where I can. So I think that to that point, we should continue to encourage volunteers, but if no volunteers come to the table, then we should explore other options, including hiring people to do things, and explain to the membership that this is the expense that it costs, right? This is the expense that it comes with.
or you can volunteer.
Or you can volunteer, and we have plenty with Team Reach and with all these things,
I like that
We have
valve.
plenty of ways to,
Yeah, pay for it.
to do it. And that's why I said to you, Brian, why don't we find a plumber in the community
Well,
and let them take on that
It's
project?
still not an easy, it's not like just changing a faucet.
Yeah, this
dig
is
it
a
out,
big
no.
job.
I can.
I mean,
Yeah, but they could do the
Any plumber.
research that you're doing. They could do the
True,
legwork. That's
true.
their trade.
I knew you were coming from, but no one knows a plumber.
I'm sorry, look, did anybody go out on Facebook and say, are there any plumbers to the Lake Hayward
I don't
community?
like doing that. Yeah, people,
Why not?
actually, I've seen people do that and they're asking for work on their own house and stuff.
Yeah, but like my point is, why not? Social media is for that purpose, is to reach out to this
Networking.
community. It's networking.
If you wanna-
So if you're doing it as a board from an official stance that says, hey, we're looking for a plumber, who in our community is a plumber? Because it could be some kid whose uncle is a plumber in the next town over, and we'll
Lynn
come out and help.
Butler put on the FOLA page and asking somebody to paint cornhole things.
Yeah,
Zero rough.
Where'd she put that?
Well, what about the
On the
woman,
whole
so
of
what
it.
about I know we're jumping here, but the woman who taught that art class, who lived up the street, she taught the art class in the pavilion, why not?
Not
Reach out to her.
everyone's on Facebook. I'm not on Facebook.
Right.
So we need to put that in the newsletter or an email blast.
I'm just
because
saying, we
the
could
community
divide
needs
it
to know
all,
that.
like, we could just blast it all out through all the
Right.
channels.
I think we do a good job of
I
communicating.
agree, yeah, I do. I agree.
We really put a lot of stuff out there. So, we just, maybe that's the message at the June meeting that we're gonna talk about at the end
Yeah,
there. That we,
Great forum for that.
so, all right, so.
Okay, one more thing
Just-
on,
I just want to
oh,
clarify one thing. So the protocol, and I kind of agree with what Craig was saying. Protocol that I understood is we're going to ask for volunteers, and if we don't get volunteers, then we're going to look at hiring service.
Yep. Yeah,
And that's what I think we should share.
because we spend so much time making sure that everything's running well and the wheels are oiled and greased and, we need more community involvement.
And by the way, the people are getting a hell of a bargain for a lousy $450-500 a year for their taxes. They're getting a lot of stuff.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
Yeah,
you were trying to justify the budget just this evening, you know.
right, right along. So along those lines, so you were gonna look at an electrician last year. Do you want to put that out? We see if someone can change.
Michelle
Michelle
Grenier's
Grenier.
husband.
Yeah.
But yes, but something, we had that light at the pavilion that,
That never got changed?
no, because Gary got sick. He was gonna do it. And then I think you were gonna ask,
Which light?
but I think
I was
there was
gonna ask-
something else you wanted to do.
That's
with
her son.
It's her
Yeah.
son,
Michelle's son.
Michelle's son.
Michelle's,
Your son?
Yeah.
Not her husband.
Michelle's old son.
Yeah.
Yes,
There's
yes.
something you wanted to add to that recorder though. It's the light, it's the light that trips on if you go to the porta potty in the evening.
Oh, the
The
sensor.
sensor's off, but there's something else you wanted, something about the electric
Yeah,
panel?
No. It's
Something
the
else.
heater.
Oh, they-
I,
So you need to.
I'll talk to him
All
about
right,
it,
so,
yeah.
all right, so you got that one covered, okay.
Which we may not do in this.
No, it might be in
Yeah.
okay, but that's gonna be done because for the events. We'll have to, right now, you guys, so you know, the circuit breaker is off. It's
Right.
number 16.
For what are we talking
The
about?
light.
For the light at the porta potty. That controls the light at the porta potty. And it also controls the
outlet
plug, the outlet plug in closet number 2. the
Yeah.
center closet.
Did you use that, by the way?
It
Oh,
is,
yeah.
it is off right now. If you turn it on to charge
Stays
anything,
on.
Right.
please turn it
Turn it off.
off because the light stays on and it shines into John Gilmore's house and
Yeah.
it shines into the Knowles
It
house.
shines into your eyes when you're coming down the.
Yeah, it does. So,
Oh, John, where's your house that you see the light?
so we need that. If you turn that breaker on,
Do we have the light?
Is he place you over?
It might be just the sensor.
so Lori's gonna.
Who knows? I don't know.
Lori's looking into it. So if you turn the breaker on, number 16, please turn it off. It
Yeah.
also does the outlets on the side towards the wall, the stone wall, towards the street, on the poles. Those two things are on it, so.
Okay.
Okay, so that's that. And I think,
Maybe we could put a tag on that, Julia.
okay, Laura, you do that.
I'm just thinking.
I
You
don't
want to
know.
hire somebody to do that? We can-
Put a tag.
No,
Put a-
put a tag on it?
They are labeled,
No, you just put a little
I was
hang tag
kidding,
with a
Lori, I
little,
was kidding, I was kidding.
just like what's on
So
the.
we have
Well, who's gonna
three,
turn on the breaker then?
we have 3 beach rakers, moving on. We
Oh,
have 3
good.
beach rakers. They're starting this Saturday. So I put the garbage
they're ready.
cans with Dave Drew's help today out at Second and First. And I think it was a mistake because First Beach is already pretty much full. And people are gonna start texting or emailing all of us saying, garbage cans are full, who's taking the garbage out? The beach rakers don't start until Saturday, so no beach raker is gonna empty any garbage until Saturday. So I'm advocating that we respond to anyone who may, please take the garbage across the street. Because the
Right.
9 of us are not responsible for taking the garbage across the street.
Right.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
and I'm hoping if anyone watches this, we don't have anyone to take garbage across the street.
Right, we have a
You are,
community.
well, you have feet,
Just share.
you have arms, you have legs,
It's
walking across
full,
the street.
take it.
We will make sure that there's garbage bags underneath that you can use, but
So their duties start the 23rd and they go through September 7th. They rake 5 days a week. They had 2 days off.
What days off?
They get a choice. They have to rate Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and they get a choice of Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday off. Their choice. They're 2 days off of there. So,
Okay, anything else on properties? All right, we are gonna move on to tennis pickleball court update, and I know that kind of sprang into this on me, but it was on the agenda, so I do have a couple of things to ask you. One, there's a lot of cracks. The contract says that,
I've evaluated the cracks.
are they the right way crack repair system cracks?
None of them
They're
are.
not.
None of them are.
And they got pretty good heaves.
It
So.
was a bad winter.
It was a bad
So
winter.
the contract says that if it was the crack repair that they performed on the courts, and they performed 250 feet
Yep.
of linear feet of crack repair with the right crack repair system, which is a 4-inch piece of fiberglass with a 6-inch piece of felt followed by a 12-inch mesh. So if you had a crack, you would certainly see that material. 3 layers of fiberglass, mesh, and and felt. So you would see that material, and I took pictures of the cracks. The cracks that they fixed were all the cracks that were up to 1.25 inches. There were massive cracks, and those were the ones that they used this material on. There was 250 feet. The other cracks, they painted over, but they did not patch some of those other cracks. But most of the new cracks that you see are because of this winter. We had a really bad winter, so I talked to the owner of the company, BT Recreational, and asked him if he would come out here and do some what they call butter patch repairs on the courts. And he goes, "Well, do you have any money?" And I said, "No." I said, "Well, you do it out of the kindness of your heart." He said, "No."
No.
You tried.
No ask me, no get.
Well, it
Good
was
for you,
good.
man.
Yeah,
Right.
so I did talk to him. He said he'll think about it.
All right.
So I'm gonna touch base with him again. It's hard to get a hold of.
I think you might have money
It's even better now.
in the operating. I didn't bring that book with me, Chris.
So I didn't
Always
know
bring that book.
how much money we have with everything that's been shuffled around and everything else. But I first tried to see if he could just come, and they do like this butter patch repair where they mix sand and paint. They fill in the cracks so at least they won't continue to grow. You can't patch it like what they do in a parking lot with a rubber patch.
Right,
The ball will
right.
hit it, go flying. That's not the
Maybe
right
you
type
need your
of-
guy for the parking lot, my guy to do. Your whole pieces of garbage. that
But
your
I did
contract's
look
saying
into
nothing,
it
and
because
they're
I figured that someone would ask about it. So I went back and I looked at all the pictures that I documented, all the repairs, and I went on the courts and I looked at all of them. All the patches that they did are really good.
That's awesome.
We don't
That's
have
great.
any
So
repeat cracks.
do you think these new cracks might move into that category?
Eventually they will. I mean, the courts were 30 years old or so without
Right.
being worked on.
So-
So eventually they'll get larger. So
So-
if we could get them maintained, we will get the longevity out of the courts. Remember, these courts have to be refurbished about every seven to 9 years. We have to
20
refurbish them.
$29 per linear foot when we signed this contract
Yeah, it's
for the
expensive.
right way.
Yeah. That's expensive stuff.
I think we allocated $25 million.
I think so too, Dave. I think
Yeah.
there's
But
money
I'm
in
not
there.
sure whether it was 1 year or 2. That's the first.
Yeah, that's what I needed to know. when I-
But
I
that
tried to
was,
call them
isn't
back.
that a reserve for?
It's a reserve.
No, but I
It's
think
supposed to be
was
building,
our
it's supposed to be
10,000
building on
building.
the assets.
Yes,
But
yes.
we have not done a lot with assets.
But I
We got
also think,
Distracted by the thing.
Yeah, yes.
Dave, I also think he has some in the operating budget.
I
But
think
I
there's
will,
some leftover, you do have
If
some.
you let me
leftovers.
know, we don't have to do it now, but if you let me know what it is, Lori, and then I'll call them back and see if we could get into the schedule for this year, so we could do the patch
before
repairs.
the
We
winter.
want to get the longevity out of the
Yeah.
courts. I know, like Nancy was saying, we had some in the budget, so we could plan for these types of
Right.
patch repairs or butter repairs, they call them, like every other year. I was in the plan, I was allocating for about every other year, these types of repairs are gonna be needed. It's something they can do very quickly. They mix the color of the paint in with this, in with the texture, and they go to Big Brush and they fill them in. So,
All right, I'll
if
let
we
you
Porch
know.
has
have the money, I'll let
$3,900.
you know.
But is that in
Porch has
capital?
$39.25.
Is that in capital or operating?
Stand by, I'll let you know, she heard it.
I just don't have my book with me.
So I'll
It's in
look-
capital. There's $3,900 in capital.
Is there anything in operating, Lisa?
No, there's not in the current fiscal. There was never anything in operating for ports.
Okay. So you got 3,900 in capital.
You know, I don't know how, I don't know. I didn't ask him for a price. I was trying to get it done for free.
Yeah, well, okay, we'll take 3 too. But, so my second question for you on courts is, and you have no idea how many emails and Facebooks and
Yes, I do.
Codes.
the code.
I saw that on
And the
Facebook.
problem is, if we leave the locks that are there now, people aren't gonna relock them or, you know,
But I have an idea. I did talk to Jules and Chris Terrell. I think we shared about 15 or 20 text messages last night. We did look into the locks. But the problem with locks are the same things that we'll have with these combination locks. So what I would like to suggest is just, because these locks are expensive, and I think we're not really solving the problem that we have. Why don't we get volunteers to take a couple of days each? I know that Jenny and I will volunteer for, so when I say a couple of days, I don't mean that. I mean like either
a week or two.
morning, no,
No, like
not a week or two, like
Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Tuesdays
Oh,
and Thursdays, like
Yeah.
mornings and afternoons. Like I could do afternoons, Jenny could do mornings. So she could take 2 days in the mornings, I could take 2 days in the afternoon. I know my sister-in-law will help. I know we could probably do that with Team Reach and get people to sign up, set up a schedule. And then we will be safe because we know at 9 o'clock, we know that the courts are locked.
All right,
If
so
we give the
we open-
combinations out, which is good, we could give the combination out, which is fine. We could give it out.
Just gotta
But
get
you're
it away.
gonna-
But the
Right.
problem is, like you said, the locks will probably get lost, the gates will be open,
Yeah.
no one's in lock at 9 o'clock. Well, not no one, but not reliably.
So
So
I-
I would think that might be a temporary solution we
What
could
I
do, or
said-
maybe a permanent solution.
what I said to Julia was, I think the nighttime one should be a guy. I mean, we've experienced
Agree.
so
I had to
much.
call for assistance today, Chris, because there were 4 men down there. and
I
I was
did
not gonna
50
go.
push-ups before I walked in.
Yeah, I was.
He was jacked. I just, really, I mean, we had so much grief last year, and it's, you know,
But that would be one suggestion. Chris Terrell actually came up with that suggestion. There were also discussions about giving the locks out, the combinations out. I know a lot of people lock it. I don't think that's the best solution.
My concern is, and this was, I'm gonna say it's a soft open. Look, Memorial Day is this weekend. I've been doing the best I can, but I was distracted. I'll take ownership for that. And it's just been me opening and closing. I had a contractor at my house. I didn't get down there. School is still in session. I thought, who's playing? I opened it at 3. I got a lot of crap on Facebook. So sorry, community. Didn't get it open in the morning. But we are volunteers. So my concern is if I think it needs to be handled by a team or something. If you give the code to everyone, people are not going to adhere to the 8 a.m. And I live by the courts. I don't want to hear a pickleball
No, I
before
agree.
8 a.m. And I don't want to hear it after 9. It's annoying.
It is.
It's annoying. And I live right there, and many of my neighbors are elderly and they're afraid to speak up. And
I hear it, in my house.
and okay, you're even further away. And you
I
know,
don't have the bands.
and it can be dangerous when you have, as I said, I called Chris down. There were 4, they're 16, 17-year-old guys and they're full of testosterone. I'm not going to go there after what I've been through by myself.
Right.
In a locker court. It's not safe.
Excuse me, were they inside or just out in the parking lot?
They were inside, but by the time we
Inside.
came, they were at the pavilion. And
I'd
they were
say some,
polite. They were
most of
polite,
them
but
said ran.
they were polite. They were not disrespectful. They were polite, but they're full of it. They were screaming, yelling, and I'm like, I'm gonna go down there by myself and say I have to lock the court, gentlemen. No. So I've been
So
the
for-
community needs to be a little bit understanding.
Yes.
With this, but I do
Whatever.
think we have to have some kind of control on it because if we let anyone, Tom, Dick, or Harry have the code, they're not going to adhere to 8 a.m. Because they didn't before, and they're not gonna hear tonight yet.
And they're good, they may not. So how about so on Team Reach, isn't there like 80 pickleball tennis players?
Oh, yeah, we could get the volunteers. Most of them are coming up this week, and I'm thinking, we just need one person, and I'll do it, is to create a schedule and then post the schedule.
That's right.
Well,
And it
I'll-
should be frankly the pickleball and tennis
I
players.
was just gonna say,
It should be.
Yeah.
And I will say, Mary Papaluzio last year was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people, but nobody's here. That's what I'm saying. It was a
Right.
soft opening.
Sure.
It was one person meet, opening and closing, since we had members asking to open the ports early. And we did the best we can. We did the best we can. But the season is opening now, this coming weekend, and the ports will be open at 8 and they will close at 9. But people need to be a little understanding of stuff around here.
Should you put out a stupid, one of those things, constant
It's
contact?
going to.
A constant
Yeah,
email
just like,
blast?
because of all the people that have been, I mean, I saw it on Facebook too. It was a lot.
Does anybody know the
But,
code?
but like, hey, we're working on what you're saying. It's like, if you just throw a quick little blurb out,
Did you see the code? 86753?
309?
I think these are the same locks that we used last year, right?
Yes, yeah. So,
I
thank
prefer
you,
not
Chris.
to send the password out to everybody.
No, so you're just gonna
No.
open them at 8 and close them at 9?
Now, whoever
Like,
signs
just like
up,
we did last year.
Whatever
Yeah,
you
we'll
say.
have a group of people.
Yeah, okay.
whoever signs up on your schedule, that's who gets the code.
Yeah, so I will create a schedule.
Perfect.
Monday through Sunday, and Mondays, mornings and afternoons. So we need 14 people or 14 opportunities. Maybe we could have, like, I'll do a couple nights, so maybe we only need 7 people to do it. If everybody takes 2 of the 14 sessions, it was good, so you don't have to do
Yeah.
14 times.
Right.
It's going down there 14 times. 7 times in the morning, 7 times at night. It's a
Yeah,
lot.
that's just 1 week, and I've been doing it since
Right.
the end
And
of
we did it
April.
all last year, and it was, and Jeff helped last year.
Well, I was your emergency backup guy.
Yes,
yes,
So you
he
can
was.
use me as an emergency backup. I don't do mornings, but I'll do it for you.
I can-
I'll do that.
I
I'll do
can
that
make
next time.
one backup.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll set up.
It
the
worked out
schedule,
good. They would let me know and I went down there and
And I'll
walked.
put out a
It
team.
was very
reach.
helpful.
Go ahead.
And if you could just say that you'll volunteer.
Yeah.
And then
I
what
like that
days are good for you.
All right, so you're gonna handle
I'll
it.
explain it all in the team reach.
Okay, thank you.
announcement. Volunteer
Thank
and
you.
what days and mornings or afternoons are good for you, and then I'll set up the schedule and get it going.
Thank you. Good job.
But for now, Jules, keep going.
I will until, yes, I will. Mary's coming in 2 days. My contractor's done, so I'm for now.
But I don't think those other locks, I looked into those other locks that were almost $600 each. They don't solve the problem.
They don't solve the problem.
I think what we
You're
have
gonna
now
have
is
people
perfect.
there at 6 a.m. playing, and you're gonna get people there at 10
You
at
think
night.
so?
They don't really solve the problem.
All right.
So I think this is a
Okay,
solution we could
yeah.
do good.
And it saves us money. Yay.
Yeah, $1,000.
That's the same issue that he's saying we have to still give, but I mean, you
The
can't,
combination go out to everybody.
and the way that our gates, you have to reconfigure the gates because it goes through,
It'd be an expensive
It's
thing. It's
an
not just
expensive thing.
$1,000.
yeah, you have to reconfigure the whole
You have
gates.
to reconfigure the
It's-
gate.
Put a whole
You have to
unit
put
on it.
metal
Yeah.
plates,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
and then the gates have to
Yeah.
be spring loaded.
Yes, so it's a whole,
So it's
it's big.
very
it's-
expensive
yeah,
to
it's
do
not just
those.
locks.
Yeah,
All right.
it really is.
Thank you, Chris. Thank
Yeah.
you. I figured you'd have an update for us, so. Okay, this is the long one. Public safety. I'm glad that everybody sent out their ideas ahead of time. Everybody had good ideas. They were all good points. The summary was that, of everybody that, put in their points, the majority were, in favor of the stickers. I myself am in favor of the stickers. Hold on. And just for, I will give you a couple of, you can pass it around tomorrow. I just quickly drew something up. So that would be like, so it would be like the fiscal year, 26, 27. You get a new sticker every year.
Every year.
So that way, the security people that we hire know what color they need to be looking for.
Are we hiring security people or is that a separate topic?
Yep, that's coming up next. That's Cassie and Nancy. Um, so I think everybody was in favor of the stickers. They also, we can upload a CSV document and they'll take, I'm pretty sure I can do this. They take Carolyn's document, right?
Yeah, you could convert an Excel of CSV.
And then they'll let us upload that. So, well, Brian, maybe you can help me with that.
Sure. Well,
So that's, I mean, I just quickly did a sticker,
You didn't do it.
huh? No, I did, I swear to God, I did that.
I know.
No.
That's what I was just.
That
was good.
I did that.
Yeah.
Well, that's because Craig has a girlfriend. too.
She is wonderful.
But yeah, no, it wasn't, and actually I looked at a couple of different companies. This company, I think I did 1,500 stickers because I figured 420 houses, 2 each, and then extras
Yep.
for somebody buys a new car or somebody totals their car or.
Are the extras at a cost? So if I needed like 6 stickers, because I have 6 cars.
All right, so here was a thought, and it's a kind of a different school. So the thought was, Chris, well, I'm gonna use you because
I have a lot of cars.
I didn't know that, but I know that now.
only the
Yeah.
parking lots.
And so if you have more than 2 vehicles and your cars are registered to your house, then you should be entitled to more stickers, I think. So that is
I have
something.
about 30 cars registered to this house.
Oh, stickers.
But no,
No,
honestly,
there should be a limit.
I need about 4. I
There's-
don't think there's gonna be too many people in my situation with a lot of
It
cars.
ties into the next question of what do you do about guests?
So the next thing about guests
Because that
is,
solves the same problem.
so the next thing about guests is, then we looked at, I looked at, hang tags. And,
Hang tags on this one.
no, I didn't put it out, because they're just,
Okay.
but it actually says guest on it.
Yeah.
Like it's
Okay.
Yeah.
guest right across it. And so maybe we default to 2 stickers, and this is like, feedback. Let's look at
Sure.
all the things, right?
Paper one.
We default for 2 stickers, you get 1 guest pass, and then we'll get into the lanyard thing after.
Mhm.
But, so that really gives you like 2 vehicles,
Well, right now we have 4 per household.
right?
So
So,
we should keep it at 4 per household.
well, all right, no,
Why?
so it goes back down, it boils back down to people giving out guest passes,
Yeah.
and they
that's the problem.
hang on to them.
That's the problem.
That's the problem. So,
So you have your 2 stickers and 1 guest pass. You really, if you have 2 cars with stickers and you have 1 guest pass, you really don't need another guest pass.
and it, the stickers also eliminates
You
like,
might not, but some people are, I'm playing
I know,
for the
but-
discussion, when I'm trying to bring in the outside opinion.
right. So that's why we're all having this
Right.
discussion,
Right.
right? So for me, the stickers are, Chris drives down there, forgets his hang tag, but he's only staying for 5 minutes, but our security guard's there. Well, yeah, but if you got a sticker in your window, you never have to remember your hang tag.
That's when we did it for 50 years.
And then if they're new every June, if it's a new color every June,
So every
People
household
used to have them
gets,
lined up on their.
so
every household gets 2.
well, that's what we're talking about.
Right. What about households that have 2 adults and 2 kids?
So that's the other part. So if the 2 kids, if the cars are registered to your,
My car is not registered here. I don't live here.
I know, but you default to get 2.
Okay.
So I don't know that answer.
Well, also,
So
what
do you-
about, instead of looking at it as 2 per household, is who is a member of each property? Okay, so, and my property only has 1 owner, 1 member. Yours probably has 2. You know what I mean? So every member gets a sticker for their vehicle. What about that?
Well, so we have households where there's husbands and wives, one is a member, one isn't.
You have trust.
So you can't
I
really
like
do
that.
that.
You have trust as
I like
well.
that idea. Every house.
Default is every member.
Every house is a default of 2. That makes sense.
Can somebody refresh me
Too good.
on, so the issues that we were having, if I remember right, weren't people handing out passes. It
Yes,
was,
it was. Yes, it was.
what were those issues?
They were giving it to every Tom, Dick, and Harry.
Yes,
That's what
and
happened.
they
with
can
the
come
whole
at will.
daycare, The whole,
People are owning up that they've been given passes by people that don't use
Friends
them.
in town, yeah.
Yeah.
Not just in town.
I have
Oh,
4
anywhere?
passes,
Oh,
I
wow.
never use, I don't give them to
Oh, wow.
anybody, but,
Sure. All right.
Yeah, I heard about that.
but some people
it's,
just,
it's one thing if you have a guest at your house, you want them to park. But this is just giving it away randomly. So then you're giving away your amenities. And if that's what the community wants to do, okay, but we're hearing that's not what the community wants because everyone's saying there's not enough room to park at First Beach. And they're freaking out about people having events at the pavilion. And they're freaking out about saying, oh, they're gonna take up too many parking spaces.
so another part of that is, been thinking about this at nights. I need a life. But another part of it is, so we now took away the ball field for overflow parking because of liability and insurance issues. Plus, we didn't realize how much town property was back there. We now know that. But, so the other thought was that if you, Cassie, this might have been your recommendation or something. I don't know, it was someone, anyway, if you are having an event and so the deposit for the pavilion is $75. If you want 5 extra tags, I'm just throwing a number out there. If you want 5 guest passes, and it's an extra $50 deposit, and you must return those guests. So because we took away the overflow parking, this gives the community back some.
I like that idea too.
I have a question. Who's gonna administer them?
Security guard. No. So I will ask Lynn if she'd be willing to work that part out, if we all agree that if you will have an event, 5 guest passes. Lynn Butler, yeah, the events.
Is
coordinator.
5 just a made up number?
I just made it up.
Because
But I mean, beyond.
parties
yeah, I
have more
mean,
than 5
beyond-
people in it.
My question was
You got a
broader,
carpool.
my question
You have
was
a
broader,
carpool, you got a shuttle.
my question was broader than just events. My question is, who's gonna administer, this sounds to me like a full-time job.
So with the stickers, you mean, Dave?
Yeah, with every.
Okay, so the stickers, if Brian and I create this thing.
The stickers are a one-time thing, once a year. They get put on, they're
Right.
done.
So on the June
Thousand
meeting,
vehicles.
Well, yeah, but you hand them out and then they're
Yeah,
done.
but it's not just one time. Because day 2, I smashed my
Somebody's
car
gonna
up.
smash the car. Yeah,
I
it's a
gotta
good
call
point.
up
Yeah.
Brian and say, hey, Brian, it's 2 a.m. I know. It's.
That's your first phone call, Brian? You gotta get it.
But what I'm saying, you know.
I
I don't think that that's
understand,
that big
Dave.
of a lift though.
I understand that system worked very well for a very long time and it helped to control now we have these orange. You don't know how many phone calls I get from new members that go, oh, I only got 1 at closing. I'm like, well, where's the other 3? Well, guess who's got them? The old homeowners for the next,
Stickers are the
whatever.
only way to go.
I get them
Yeah.
all, I get those
I
phone calls.
have no problem with stickers. I'm just asking. a
How's it gonna
question.
be managed?
How, because there is a cost.
Well, it's similar to what Carolyn's doing now, it's just in a
Correct.
different way.
Yeah.
No,
I don't
she
think-
manages 400 packets every
4 years.
4 years.
Right.
Well,
Okay,
no,
but
throughout
but
the year.
We're talking, we're
Every 2
talking
years,
about.
every 2 years.
But managing
every
that,
2 years.
and I might disagree with
Is
you
it
a little
more?
bit on the heavy
Okay.
lift. It's not that heavy of a lift. If you have a proper spreadsheet and database, how many people crack up their cars?
And
How
how
many
many
cars
people
get
move in?
stolen? How many windshields?
Exactly.
So it's not gonna be that
It's
much and it's not gonna be it's not like I need it yesterday.
Right,
It's like, I'll give it to you
it's the
tomorrow.
same amount that I probably get now for,
Right.
I don't, where do I get the passes? I come as a homeowner,
That's
I
right.
didn't get them,
That's right. So
whatever.
I mean, that's like,
It'd be the same
we can
kind of
find,
problem.
like, managing that database is not the hard part. The big issue is the guest passes and how do you manage all of that?
Right, so those would be tied to the same list. And you'd get a number for the guest pass.
Right.
Kind of like it is now with the parking passes, like If I look up you, I know what numbers you have on the spreadsheet.
Okay, so everybody gets, in your example, 2 stickers and 1 guest pass that's a hang tag.
Yep.
Right? And then that's all every household gets.
Well,
And
so,
it solves the problem because you can't hand out 4 things. You can only hand out 1.
right.
Right.
And then the
Got
5,
it.
and this is just my number
I'm
2,
with you. Keep
but the
going.
5 guest passes, I mean, 1 car could fit 4 people,
Yeah,
okay?
but
I'm
you're
just
missing,
saying.
yeah, but you're missing, like, you know, let's just say that there are circumstances where carpooling is not going to necessarily be an option. And if you're having an anniversary party or something like that, you have to have a mechanism to be able to allow more than 5 guest passes. And I'm just saying.
Borrow your friend's pass,
Borrow your neighbors.
Okay, I'm
yeah,
saying,
yeah.
I'm just, but
Use their driveways.
ask your neighbor,
Yeah,
drop
we
pull
did-
down.
Yeah, like we used to do that.
The guest passes are the guest,
Well, borrow them, but I've done that.
yeah, but
But then I give them back.
The only drawback you're gonna have, and I agree with you, is that we had 2 and 2 now, right? So
Lori,
now we're
the guest pass is gonna be connected to an address.
backwards of
Yes,
doing
yes.
2 and
So it'll
1.
be connected, just like on
Because what I thought about, what I didn't share on email is we have a little code on the guest passes, right? So it could be WW100 for 100 Wildwood. It could be 255 LS. So then you know that that guest belongs to this address. Well, it's just an idea,
So
without saying the whole address, just like a code. Right.
So when
Well,
we,
it
when we,
could just be a number, a random number that's.
Right, but this is more direct.
so when we upload
There's
this
recordings.
Carrier come by. He always does that file. They come with carriers.
So when we do the CSV file and we upload it, which I thought was a really cool option, and hopefully it'll work,
Okay.
because it'll save a lot of work. So it'll be like the same thing. I don't know how many of you have seen Carolyn Cress's spreadsheet, but it'll be
Yeah.
basically the same thing. And then the tag number,
1, 2, 3, 4, it's tied to the household, it's all on the database, it's all in the spreadsheet, yeah. The
Yeah.
database, that's the easy part.
it's really is.
Okay,
I don't think it's hard, but I think putting all of these, I think we had a good idea of wanting to put it out to the community and ask them, but I think it's too convoluted. It's
Correct.
too I think we need to decide how we want to.
Let me make this a quick thing. Craig is right, when we had today you were right.
so just this one time.
One second. No, right now what? No.
It only happens once a year, so you're lucky to get it.
Deposit on the guest pass would solve that.
2
problem.
permanent, 2 stickers,
Then you'd have to-
Wait, one conversation.
Hold on,
Yeah,
Guys,
yeah. Let's
2
do one.
stickers
Let's
and
do
2
one.
guest passes is what they have now per se. We have a total of 4, 2 and 2, right? So there will be going in reverse in a sense if they're only getting 2 and 1. So that's the drawback you're gonna have.
I know.
The other push,
You're definitely gonna have that.
the other
I know.
pushback you're gonna have is for the households that have children that have been accustomed to saying, all right, well, we're just gonna park our car at the pavilion because we're gonna be back and forth and we're gonna leave one car there to you're gonna run into an issue where members are gonna complain when there's adult children that have vehicles that right now have a hang tag, that they don't have to go borrowing and begging for something. Now you only have 2 stickers and 1 guest pass. You're gonna get pushback.
You gotta go with the 2 and 2. You have to.
Well, could we put that to a vote?
Or to the 2 and 2, you could always issue more stickers because the sticker is fixed to somebody who you can trace back to actually belonging here. Whereas the guest passes, you can just give out willy-nilly.
That's true.
So if we're gonna do something to that point,
Accommodate.
I'm all fine with, if you live here and you have a child who has a car, you can have a sticker. We can figure out that as part of the database. The guest passes, I agree, are an issue.
I'd rather go with
I like that idea.
more stickers for whatever qualification
Sure,
than more guest passes.
I agree with that.
2 and 2 and your idea.
See, I think though, if you do for one, you're gonna have to do for
Which is why
others.
we need to have a
Yeah.
standard. And maybe it's a default of 2, you're 1, but you get 2.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? Listen, we don't know what's gonna happen in your life, Nancy.
I'd like to see a deposit on the guest pass because Chris brought up, what if you lose a guest pass? So you can say you lose a guest pass when you didn't.
So right now,
Right?
right now, if you lose your tags, it's $20 for new ones,
Okay,
which is trivial. So maybe we up that.
right.
Yes, Charlie?
So, just in thinking, because I've been working a lot with the voting and everything, so we do have many properties owned by multiple people.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to call out a fellow board member, but there are 4 people that own this property. We have a lot of families and there are 4, like 2, like a brother and sister, and then their spouses, and they're all on the deed.
That's right.
So do you make exceptions for those when you have that, then you're back to the members, the owners? I don't know, but
So
we do have a
it could be-
handful of properties
but-
owned by,
so there's 3 different scenarios, right? So either they're on the deed, the car is registered to the address here,
okay,
and the third issue is kids.
okay.
No,
That
you're not
unnecessary-
covering trusts or any of that stuff.
Yeah, but if the kids are adults, that's just like a friend.
Yeah, we do.
You know what I mean? If
What
they're
do you
adult
think?
non-property
They're
owners, that's the
they're
same as I have a
multiple
friend that stays
owners
with me.
and-
Sorry, hold on, I didn't hear what, hold on, I didn't hear what Dave said.
There's, if you look at the grand list on the properties here,
Yes,
there are all kinds of ownership.
Right.
yes,
But
we
the
know
tr-
that,
But the trust, we have trustees on those trusts.
and they would
And
get
they-
them.
and
Yeah,
Well, but
the
a
trust-
trustee on the
I've been
trust might
looking-
live in Tennessee.
It
Right.
doesn't matter.
Yes,
It's
it
like,
does,
no, because.
because they don't drive you.
They get the stickers
Wait a
and
minute,
they
they
give them
get
to
this-
whoever's living there.
So, oh, I get it.
Yeah, they're the owner, the trustee, like, yeah.
So next door to me is an 85-year-old woman who owns that house, okay? She's never there. Her children are there sometimes, and their grandchildren are there a majority of the time. Who gets the stickers?
That's right, and that's,
She
that
gets
goes back
them
to
and
what I
then
was saying.
She gets them and that's
It's a
her.
No way.
You gotta go by the
You
book.
are good.
So-
You are
Right, see,
good.
that's what I'm saying, it's the same issue with gas.
The guest passes for her, people who are transiently.
So
visiting.
if she gave one to the, I mean, I don't know how many grandchildren, grandkids, but
I do.
if she, you know,
They had some great parties.
I don't know, but we have to have some kind of standard. It's not normal.
How about a
In
registration for
other
it?
communities. For what?
Or like if this 85-year-old woman who owns the house is never there, she's the owner of the house, she can list the names that she wants assigned those stickers. So
But you're
like
still
for
gonna
me,
give her 2 stickers.
well, whatever the number is that we're gonna give, you still give.
She's gonna sue you.
Every household.
Why? For what?
She gets two, she
Yeah.
gets
There's
2
no
stickers.
restriction on the deed that says that she only gets 2 stickers and that those are the only people that can park.
And that's what I'm saying. is-
Yeah, but that's all for all of us, though. We're only getting 2 stickers.
Don't matter. There's no restriction
Yeah,
that says that.
And that's what I'm saying. 20-year-old child is not equivalent to somebody else on the deed.
Yeah.
You can't make a because a 20-year-old child's a legal adult, but a non-member. So you can't, you'd have to do it only for people on the deed.
This, we're getting,
Yeah, I know, we're getting-
we're getting to a point where it's like, we can't,
You're not on a deed, you're
You
not-
get 2 stickers, then you get to it.
If you're registered.
And that's
in
your
the
4
town.
that we
That's
have
your
now.
4. We're back to the 4.
That's so sad. This is what
And we
have.
deal with it. If they don't like us, then let them sue us. What are we gonna do? Can't please everybody.
I think we're moving away from where the problem is. Where the problem is we're trying to avoid folks that aren't Pula and have nothing to do with the Pula showing up and parking at the beaches.
Oh, we got security for that.
So I think, yeah, so I think if we just stick to what Jeff just said, 2 and 2.
2 and 2.
That's what we always have done.
Yep.
The only difference is the 2 of the stickers are gonna go,
They're
stickers
vehicles.
instead of the hang tags.
Yes, and,
That's the best.
I voted.
I'd like to make a motion that we do the 2 and 2. I think we've talked about this enough, but
Well, that's why we did the email thing to get.
I'll second that.
Okay,
Wait,
so the
was there a mo-
motion to do 2 stickers and 2 guest passes is on the floor. Is there any more discussion?
that could possibly happen.
I have a question. Is that the extent of what we're gonna do for security?
No, so that's next, Dave. Security's our next discussion.
Do you think we should wait to
People who
But
rent.
like-
vote on this until we hear what the security part has to say?
Yeah.
I think we should wait. to vote.
Well,
I think if scope
Let's-
doesn't
let's
change,
do
it
the
might
first-
change my.
okay,
I
so
think
the
we
motion,
should, I think we should hold off on the vote for this until we hear what the security piece.
Not gonna make a difference.
Not gonna
it's not gonna make a
Okay.
difference at all.
Well, it's like,
Right.
June first is around the corner.
just supposed to take your word for that? Or should we gonna have discussion?
We're gonna
about
have,
it?
that's next.
Right, so I think we should not vote on this until we hear that.
gonna make a
It's not
difference.
gonna make a difference. It's really not gonna make a
But
difference.
they don't know that, Lori, so just,
So
They
what
don't know
difference does it
that.
make if we
You
vote
don't
on
know
it
that.
now or we vote on it
they
in
don't
10
know
minutes?
that. They don't,
Yeah.
know that. They can't take your word for it.
We'll table the motion.
We'll come back to it. It was good discussion. I think that was some of the best discussion we've had all day.
Was it good for you as was
I was right twice in that discussion, so.
I think.
All right, so why don't we do security next?
Is it getting cold
And then
here,
we'll
guys? I
talk
can turn the
about.
fan down.
No,
Oh, no, it's perfect.
Right.
Oh, yeah, it won't change.
Checking. Oh, it's good again. Air conditioning is good.
Like for your laying here or whatever, each group, like,
Right.
to identify, that's gonna fall under security, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, Nancy, so Nancy,
So I do want to say one more thing, though. I'm sorry. The cost,
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
the cost. So, the stickers, and like I said, I looked on a couple. One of them was a lot higher. The one I designed was cheaper. So I think it was $710 for 1,500, which was not bad. And then it was another like 700, I forgot how many I put in. I think I put in,
It's a cost. It's gonna cost us a couple grand.
yes, which would have cost us that for hang tags.
Right, exactly right.
So
But, okay, how big are the stickers?
3 inches.
It's actually a little bit bigger than we used to have.
we should have smaller, maybe it'd be cheaper. Three's big. No, that's not 3, that's 2.
Like the
That's
trans-
not 2 inches.
That is 2.
Yeah,
Like the
3 by
transfer
2,
station thing.
3 is a normal one. 3 by 2.5.
Did you give me the?
But
What
not
about
a
the-
dump stickers is what we need, like 1 by 1.
Your little design at the
One by
top.
1, 1/2. That's good.
The dump stickers are probably 2 by 2.
You do like 4 imprint, you always advertise, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, or something like that.
2 by 2.
Dump is 2 by
4
2.
imprint,
They're small.
always
they're not
advertising.
big. Okay.
For what?
4 imprint, they advertise on TV. a bunch of TV to-
Screen.
Okay, so Nancy and Cassie, have been, they volunteered, sort of volunteered to look into the security. 5 volunteered total. No, I volunteered asked. So,
So we spoke with, I think, 8 or 9 different, we made attempts with 8 or 9 altogether.
Wow.
And, we started off of what Dave had started before. And so it's pretty tough out there. We had a couple, you had somebody not, at least one not call
One
back.
would not call back or reach out, and then 2 don't have the staff or.
Yeah, and I had one not call back. I had one of the ones that looked really good that he had details on last year is no longer in business. Both numbers are out.
was that the Porto or whatever?
Connecticut Protective Services one is both numbers are no longer
Oh,
in service.
wow.
So we had one Orion formally decline where the message was ridiculous. That Lake Hayward there, we're gonna decline. We're not gonna be able to do that. I mean, that was the message.
Okay.
Yeah, so we got 2 estimates. And that's it.
Was one of them from the
One of them was one that we got from email. I followed up with them.
Okay.
So that one was $50 to $8 an hour plus tax.
Yeah.
That
No,
was
it would be taxed though, we're taxed.
off-duty officers. That's right. And the other one was Hartford Security Services, which was $44 an hour.
And what's the minimum per week, the weekend?
6-hour minimum shifts. We asked for Saturdays and Sundays. I asked for, say, noon to 6-ish, but I said we might want to vary the hours if we have a particular event.
It's $1,000 a week.
Yes.
Yeah.
We budgeted for this.
$1,000 a week?
We budgeted, like $8,000, I think.
It was 8 or 9.
8 or 9, yeah, we
Yeah.
budgeted for it. Right.
Nancy. Do these folks have to have their own insurance?
So when I spoke with them, I said that we were bringing this for conversation and that, we would be talking about it and then ask them for insurance and contract. So, the only one that sent insurance ahead of time was the one that both numbers are out of service.
So Nancy, what was scope of work that they were going to?
So patrol lots and, check for members on vehicles. Actually, one of them I did not speak with about calling a tow truck, but I see that here on one of them, but that's what we want them to do. So again, they were both pretty simple estimates. It wasn't like a contract that has the specifics in it.
Would it include beach patrol?
Yes,
Yes.
beach and parking lot.
Patrol?
Yeah, and I
Oh,
mentioned,
yeah.
like we talked about, like one of the companies you talked with talked about a car. I said, well, our beaches, we would need 3 beaches and parking lots assessed. They're about a mile apart.
Right.
And so, the one that I spoke with the 2 actually, because the other one I spoke with after Dave did. But, didn't mention anything about a vehicle like that company you spoke with.
You know, when they were gonna charge us the money.
So essentially, they're going to Lakeshore Drive scene and the beaches. Now, when we had security a million years ago, what they were doing is they were just also driving up and down all the streets in your street, whatever. We don't need them for that.
No, that's town property.
Yeah, but I'm saying, I think the guy got bored. So, you know what I mean? So we just want to make sure that he's just running back and forth on Lakeshore and the beaches and that's how boring it is, but he's in. Okay,
Yeah, parking lots and beaches is
Exactly.
what we were talking about.
Is it totally out of the question to hire people?
Guys,
I know there's
They're
other.
gonna have a
things.
sidebar.
Hold on, we got a sidebar here.
They're not listening to you.
Sorry. Should be.
I'm trying to calculate.
I think it was $5.74 or $44 an hour one.
Cassie asked the question.
That's your question.
I know we want somebody more official on those, the outlets to call, updating back, all that stuff, but like, is it totally out of the question to hire people from the lake to do the gardening? Right?
Well, Cassie, if I may address that, I think it's a great idea. And I came from the shoreline community. I was basically born and raised there. And I've told this story many times. Clinton Town Beach, Westbrook, they have a teenager sitting there in a folding chair and she's checking the passes at the tags as they're going in. So it could be done and it is being done, but we can't get people to volunteer. We're going to get people to do a semi-controversial job, but I think it's a great idea, but
Do they call the police? And so if they see a problem, do they then call the police?
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
Are
our
they
problem is
still
that
doing
police
it
don't
now,
come.
though?
So the reason why the police don't come is because they don't use the right verbiage. And when you have a kid like that, that might be intimidated, might be whatever, he's not gonna use the right verbiage. And I think so the whole idea of this was to hit hard for like 2 years so that the word got out,
I agree.
don't go to Lake Hayward if you don't belong there. So this is why we put in the budget and why we queried the membership. Everybody said, we don't do anything about it. We don't enforce anything. We don't do anything. So we need somebody in a uniform walking around so that people get the message.
I
And I
agree.
think some kid sitting in a chair is going to get challenged and it's not going to be good. We got challenged. I mean, Evelyn everybody gets challenged. Well, the security person will have a direct line to the police if something
Yep.
challenging happens and they know how to deal with
And they're
that.
gonna be parking on side streets as well. Walking in, once they get rid of it, like an hayfield or whatever the roads are there, right?
So the scope will only be beaches and parking lots, none of the rules and regulations. For example, if someone is fishing within an area where they're not supposed to be fishing, that's out of scope. Okay?
I don't think so, Dave. I think they're gonna,
I think we have to move the scope.
yeah,
Yeah, we have, what?
I think we
That's
still
what
have
I'm
to
trying
refine the scope,
I'm
yeah.
trying to understand.
Yeah.
yes.
Because I mean, we have this whole series of rules and regulations, but we don't enforce any.
Yeah, but we don't want this guy telling the kid, you gotta move 2 feet over with the fish.
Why not?
Well, I don't know, well, I mean,
I
you don't have to have the
think
whole
we're
list of
people
rules
efficient.
and regulations, I just think we're going in.
Well, but there are certain things that,
Yeah.
you know.
The idea
beach area.
is,
Security.
yes,
Yeah,
Dave,
yeah.
that they will know our rules and regs, and most of
But they're
them,
not gonna cherry pick them. I mean,
No,
because-
no.
You can't.
Well, we need them on 4th of July because fireworks are illegal, okay, so if you're really gonna enforce it, it's like I told a guy to leave in the parking lot.
I know, and then, oh my God.
Yeah,
We had the
that's
guy.
right, they'll be going to
He had a whole van full of explosives.
I know.
We can hire
Anyways.
them.
But anyways,
So
yeah.
what I said was some days you might want them.
So
late.
maybe we scrutinize, a little bit more, because we'll look and see if it was 8,000 or 9,000, somewhere in there. And that's what we'll look to spend, and we'll
Did you
scrutinize.
crunch the numbers from hers?
Minus the
Yeah.
stickers and the tags.
And minus, no, we added for those.
Okay.
We added.
I don't
for those.
remember the details.
But don't forget Gary's paddles come out of that too.
So just to piggyback on what you're saying, we've got to have, what is the scope of work? And we have to have a company that's willing to do that scope of work.
Right, we have a
And-
sheet on.
And if we're gonna pick from 12 to 6, that's on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's not when a lot of the stuff is going on. So
We asked for Saturday, Sunday. And the security
Not
companies,
Friday.
the two that we got, their concern is armed or unarmed. I said unarmed. You did too, right?
I think they should be back.
Me too.
I did too.
Yeah, they're responsible. I mean, that's their job.
That's gonna cost a lot.
Kids fishing.
Yeah.
Well, the fact that they would be intimidating anyways
Yes.
with their suit and their authority.
I was being facetious a little bit, but
They're used to it. They're pleasant.
You get more
They
respect.
walk around with the
Yeah.
presents, their little uniform,
Definitely
you know, they're,
We don't want it.
Don't scare people
they're
off.
used to simple rules and regs and getting people online.
Julie, I have another question.
Did we, there's another question, did we look at opting police officers from the town of East Hampton, or is that just too
That would be
expensive?
a big million dollars.
So that'd be a lot more money.
Okay.
They were, listen, 40 years ago, they were like
They're way
$460.
expensive. They get paid
an
so
hour.
much money on
I know.
overtime jobs. It's like, it's not worth
Yeah,
their
that's
while.
all.
Okay, just check.
So to go back to the scope of work, I think you were talking before about lanyards and that was a conversation.
Yes.
So does this mean that when, as a member, I'm just hanging out on the beach, like with my kids and my family and whatever, somebody's gonna come over and ask me for my lanyard?
You're gonna
So, like-
hang it from your chair or whatever.
You gotta bring it. I know that's what you're leading to, right?
I just wanna make sure that, like, you know,
I-
Sergeant.
I think,
So-and-so is gonna come over and be like, excuse me, where's your lanyard? Cause like,
Listen.
I'm not gonna put up.
I personally think for this first year, spending the money on the tags and the hang tags and the stickers and security, I think we stick with that and see how it works.
I agree.
Then next year, if it doesn't work, we still have security. Now we bring on the lanyards.
Well, the other thing, let me just piggyback on that, is if he has a list of all the members.
Yeah.
Now, if we sees a bunch of kids come in that look like they don't belong, and he says, hi, are you from around this area? Yeah, I'm visiting some people. Well, who are you visiting?
Yeah, but keep in mind, this guy isn't just working for this community. He's not gonna have a list of members.
Well, no, we give him a list.
Yeah, but he's not
No,
gonna like
no, it's
reference the
gonna be
list
different
and.
staff.
No, you said I'm visiting this, you know,
I think so.
can't say Smith, right? We're Smiths,
Well,
and,
we'll see. This company even offers like a book. It's like a what do you call it? Spiral
Yeah.
bound book where that the names and,
It's just like.
but I don't know if we want to go that far yet. I think we
Can I?
They're not checking
I
names as
think
they
we've
walk.
asked the community for a lot of leadership. stuff. I think if we do additional quantum leaps, we're going to get significant pushback.
A second.
Dave, the community voted on this.
No, I know, but I think that we should share this and ask for feedback. I know June 1st is.
With the security or?
Yeah,
We
with the
voted,
with the
we
whole thing.
shared it in the town meeting last July
Okay,
and
And,
then voted on
and
the
they
budget.
voted on it. So how many times have you heard? We don't do anything. We don't enforce anything. We don't do anything. We don't enforce anything.
we don't.
And so now we are. And I completely get it, but it is in the budget and they voted
We are
for
2
it.
days a week.
And the hand tags are expired.
I
And
mean, just the simple signs about the private community. Did you see all the feedback?
I
on
did.
the-
What they say, I didn't see it.
Oh my God. You should read it.
I got it on Facebook, so they don't like it.
No, some
Deal
people,
with it, right?
You know
some
what?
people are like, it's not a private road. And,
We
you know,
didn't say
It
that.
says it's a private road.
I know.
You know what?
You're
Tough
al-
luck.
Yeah, you're
Oh,
always,
wait, I need to understand what's the problem with the community. They don't like it?
People said it's not a-
offense to it.
Well, wait, I got a big black box of Kleenex we can get.
Why are they taking offense when we're hearing, they're concerned about the apartment complexes and the housing developments, and they're concerned about all these people coming and using their amenities?
For the record, it was Facebook chatter,
And
and
it
there's a
was
lot of
people like-
keyboard warriors on Facebook.
Exactly.
That's just,
There you
so
go.
you have to
That's
take
why I'm
it,
not on.
I understand.
Doesn't
it,
And that all goes away in
I
48 hours anyway. right?
Julie, it doesn't represent. the
Right?
majority.
It all means.
mean, no, it just gets
It
worse,
doesn't,
because
Julia.
you
It
get
really
some people
doesn't,
that
and-
poke there. And
oh, okay. And I don't know if there were any more, but there was like six or seven.
it's not worth
comments.
looking up, it's, so
Don't waste your time.
where are we at with, so
I just
thank you for the work on that, that's good stuff, but it seems like we have limited options.
Options we
We
do.
do,
yeah.
we'll be lucky if they could take us on, so many weeks later. So we've got a $44 an hour one to start and a $58 an hour one to.
Well, do we want to go back to the motion that you tabled to vote on the 2 and 2, and then we can address that? I mean,
All right, so,
We
so
want
you
to-
know now that it really doesn't make any difference,
Correct.
right, with the 2 and 2? All right, is everybody comfortable with that?
The only diff-
I'm not comfortable with that because the beaches, I don't think should be harassed by the security people. People are laying out on the beach. So I don't know how they're going to approach people and talk to them.
Well, I
And
think,
I think the lanyards is a good idea. If we have the lanyards out and we have to just show your lanyard as you're walking into the beach or something. Hey, you have your lanyard up
So you're
right
gonna
here.
have 3 security.
this is where I agree with
Right.
Dave. I think it's
I don't
too
think
much
it's two
all at
security
once.
guards, but I don't think going, having a
Look
security
at,
guard walking the
Third Beach,
beaches.
at Third Beach, there's no parking issue, okay? And there are people that sneak in from the park up by the fire station, walk in, and, I see them go by the house, but I'm not gonna go out and find out who they are and what they're doing there. Yeah,
I think-
because I don't wanna see their response.
I think a
I'm
lot
not
of,
saying to you, I'm just saying, I don't think it's a good idea to have the security guard ask if they're a Pula resident.
Well, the lanyards, I think the lanyard, I heard the lanyards
Person
are
to
tabled
person, I
until
mean, you
next
want
year.
that, Craig, when you're at First Beach?
No, if somebody comes up to me, like I said, I'm not gonna tolerate any of that. I mean, that's not why. I
so
bought this house.
listen, if you're on the beach, right,
And for the record, I don't see any of the issues that happened. I was never around for any of the.
Craig, if you're on the
any
beach and maybe you see a stranger or something, or a bunch of kids that, or whatever, or maybe you say to the security guard, hey, I don't recognize them or whatever. Maybe somebody does, and the security guard just says, hey, do you live here? Just
Sure.
like we did.
just like we did,
We did.
absolutely right.
Hey, do you live here? Yeah, okay, where do you live? That's
I agree.
what we ask.
And
So
that's
it's
why
not-
I said about the names, we're only talking about 400 names, right?
It's not harassing
No,
people. We don't
but the
want
kid
them.
fishing, I don't need them, I agree with Chris. We don't have, taking a tape measure out and saying you're a little bit too close here when you're fishing.
Right, I mean.
I think we're talking about the will calls when you talk about some strange faces that we don't know that are on the beach. Very selective in dealing with that,
Yes,
but they're not gonna be patrolling the beach like,
Like-
knots.
right, exactly.
And this is only happening for a very small fraction of the hours of the week. So the chances that this is going to, like,
But the
Yeah,
word
it's
of
the peak,
mouth
it's the peak.
that we are
Deterrence.
having security,
for a cost of $1,000.
listen, the membership approved them.
That's not the point. We're still fiduciaries and we still have to,
And
we're
there's-
now, they approved
but
the
they are-
budget, but now we have to go spend the budget.
No, they are-
No, they approved the line
The
item.
line item. They
They
wanted
wanted
security.
They
That's,
approved that.
I understand. They approved the budget. We have to go be fiduciaries to what we're spending it on.
Yes. Well, they approved that. We actually asked, do you want security? And they said, yes, this is, that was. a-
They gave the boy
specific.
milk money, now he's going to the store and buying the milk. That's all.
Right.
we're
My
doing.
only question, which I don't think was answered. So, my only question is, are we gonna vote on lanyards, yes or no?
I say
Well,
no.
My personal opinion is,
Yeah.
I would rather check lanyards than go and ask the people 6 questions or 3 questions, 2 questions.
I don't think they're gonna be asking those questions, okay? Like the security guards, that patrol lots where I used to work. They get to know the people that belong there.
Right.
They say hello. They might even carry your bags with you if you look overloaded. You know, they keep an eye out for unusual things happening in the parking lot or at the pavilion or whatever. It becomes like a, you know, pseudo member of the community. Now, it's not going to be the same person every time,
Right.
but generally it ends up being the same few people that you'll see. And it's
So they
a
won't ask
presence.
them, are you a pool
We don't know-
member, are you, what address?
We don't
are
know
you?
what they're gonna ask them, but they're people who are trained in de-escalation, identifying safety and security issues. That's their job.
But to Chris's point, he's not gonna know who are the invaders,
Right.
and the blanket of 6 kids. If I went up to him and just said, hey, listen, I just wanna let you know, I personally don't
My only
recommend.
Dave would
question
like to
was,
say
my only
something.
thing was, and I don't think we answered, are we gonna vote on the
Can we,
lanyards or not?
can we
So my
let
question is-
Dave would like to speak?
So first of all, if to do any of the models you've talked about with respect to security people, owning people, beach, you have to have 3 security. Because you have 3 beaches.
Right.
You can only have 1 security. One security guard will stay at first beach, maybe he'll go to second beach, and maybe occasionally will go to third beach, but will primarily be at first beach. Okay? Why?
Yeah, they can move from one place to
Yeah,
the
but the
next.
people are gonna go in and out all day long. You know, I'm
Yeah, but
I'm
that's
not
his whole
saying,
job, he's gonna be, I'm sorry, go ahead, you got.
no, it's not a full security model. It's a partial security model. And primarily it should be probably at first beach, okay? But it's not going to, they're not going to know, I don't even know. people-
Part of the scope, Dave, was that every hour they go check out different.
What are they going to
beaches.
check the tags?
Yeah.
Okay, it's fine.
And room to beach. Hello.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the scope of work is. We got blown out of the water 5 or 6 years ago on the dam. We had the diligence on this. Like, we got torn apart by the membership and it was ugly. Okay. So that's the first thing. I had not,
It'll come.
but I think that if you want to do the model that you're envisioning, then you need 3.
I couldn't disagree with you more. We're making more out of this than a mountain out of a molehill, talking about models and talking about 3 guards. We need a guy to drive around, he gets out, he goes to the one next beach, he goes to the next beach, and repeats the process. Let's keep it simple, guys. You know, I don't know what we're doing here.
Right.
And to answer your question, my personal opinion, kill the lanyards for this year at least.
It's
And we
too-
revisit it. Let's keep this simple.
It's too much this year.
Exactly.
Security guard, stickers, guest passes and lanyards. It's too much. But if the security guard and the stickers help,
Why don't we just do the
Oh, I know what I mean.
parking lots for this year? Not worry about the beaches.
So if somebody has a complaint.
Yeah,
like,
let's
they go
not have
here-
them get to know everybody on the beach.
But
He doesn't have to.
that's not a 6-hour job driving around parking lots
Listen.
and staring at windshields.
Yeah,
Like,
he
I'm not
needs
paying
to be
somebody $50
able
an
to-
hour to do that. That's the bad use of our people's money.
listen,
That's fair.
they will
Yes.
monitor the parking lots, and if there is something unusual
Right.
somewhere else, they will address it. They will know our rules and regs, they'll address it.
I'm just thinking what Dave is saying, to make sure this is going to be successful, to understand the scope of the work and to maybe minimize the scope of the work. And then is it worth the $58 an hour? Because I could tell you from monitoring the parking lots that there are quite a few cars that pull into the parking lots and they either forgot a lanyard or they're not from this community. There's grandmothers that come and with their kids and they're from the center of town. There's people from New Britain coming in and come parking at Second Beach. I've actually gotten to know some of them.
Yes.
Nope. Because that's not my job. I'm not gonna go and get
So,
into
I
a
know,
fight with
I know.
somebody.
I
So
already
this
did,
is
so let me go.
why,
There's some people that have been here for 30 years. There's some people that I talked to that have been coming to this beach for 30 years.
Oh, come on.
Illegally?
Park illegal, yeah. And they park and they fish. And some of them had GPS routes. So if you talk to people, and I talk to a lot of people, as you guys know, I like to talk. So I can tell you that there is an issue. I don't know if there's an issue on the beaches per se, but I know that there's an issue with people coming here without having parking stickers.
Okay,
So this first way should help, right?
Right. Yes.
Okay.
But maybe we keep it simple for this year.
The other point that, is that I know they authorized the money, but we're also getting questions on how our budget is, why our budget is going streams. So it comes back to the same model that we're talking about with respect to properties, that people want services, but they don't want to pay.
Right. That's true. That's true. And you can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways.
As like they voted it in, so we just.
well, again, I would say, just going back to the fiduciary point, yes, they may have voted it in, but it's our responsibility to spend the money wisely. And I think we're doing a plenty of due diligence. I think, and I'm not saying we're doing anything wrong. But if we go through that due diligence process and we find that we're just overspending for this, we have a responsibility to say, look, we have $8,000 for this, but it's for what we need them to do, what we've agreed as a board that we need them to do. That's too much money.
We got the 2 quotes from Nancy, and now we're gonna try it for a year. Am I right?
That was,
We're not signing a 10-year contract.
And
this is the
We're
idea.
lucky we got those 2
That's
quotes
right.
because our temp was 8 or 9 companies. And so things are,
Our security companies going out of business.
I think the larger, even the 2
Consolidation.
companies that we got quotes from are like owned by larger national companies. I think the small businesses are going out of business.
They're probably getting absorbed by
Yeah,
it.
they're getting
It's
absorbed.
in the middle of nowhere. So
Yeah.
once like you're not in my geographic area.
Same problem with trash.
Okay,
And
so-
our services are more
So
expensive.
let's
We ask
circle
Vote on the
back.
2 and 2.
So let's circle back around. Do we want to vote on the 2 stickers and 2 guest passes?
Yes. We
I
made the
think so.
motion. You
We already
made
made the motion, we just tabled it, so.
Okay, so the motion is 2 stickers and 2 guest passes per home.
We've already discussed it.
Everybody in favor? Aye. Okay. Any nays? Abstentions? Motion passes. It's crazy, I have to say that.
Yeah, it's
It's not
Robert's rules.
crazy.
It's not
Yeah.
crazy. It's not crazy.
Everybody in the room raise their
They
hand.
could change them.
I make a motion on the security.
Yeah, now we're going
I
to
don't-
Nancy.
How is
Is
it gonna be done?
What were you gonna say?
It's already voted on and it's just the particular, we go for the cheaper one first.
It sounds like we probably should.
Well, I think what we should do, Nancy, is look at the scope of work
Okay,
and then
Right.
decide
yeah.
which one. And then maybe, we shorten it up a little bit, or we spread it out a little bit, or I don't know, whatever. We'll look at the budget.
Can I give a comment? We'll see if it's
Dave.
successful. The expense is worth it in 1 year. I'm
That's
sure
right.
we will see the results. If not, we
Right.
screw it and back
That's right.
away from
I
it.
agree with that.
It's only 1 year.
1 year.
That's
If
right.
it's success or failure, we'll back away.
I suspect that you have a scope of work as to what the expectations are, that you will see different.
So we'll look into that. So I don't think
I
we
mean,
should.
I will bet on that.
But we have to act quick
But
because
there's somebody that-
this
Correct.
information is dated and they might not have the capacity to do this job anymore. We don't have any.
Right.
We
So
have a
it's getting
quote, not
closer
a, there
to
was
the
no
summer.
request, there was no RFP or. there was
So
no
let's do this.
Proposal given other
There
than.
needs to be to follow our own rules and regs.
Right.
So that's what we have to come up with.
So let's do this. Tonight, we can vote on if we want to move forward with getting security. Nancy can continue to, and Cassie can continue to do the research, look up the scope of work, and then we'll come back to the board and say, this is what we're offering. But we need to,
I don't think we
say,
need to vote on that because it's already in motion. We already voted on it. She's already been doing the work. We just need to continue the work and see it through. And then vote on who we're gonna pick.
Can I just share one other thing with you? You need to look at the financials of these companies you're with. Okay, no, seriously.
I'm
Yeah,
not-
you do.
I'm
Make
laughing
sure
in
you're
agreement
not
with you.
35 years of procurement, okay? You need to look at, because if, for God's sake, it didn't happen, but if there was an event and the liability insurance isn't sufficient, okay, then the next step in that becomes,
Our deep pockets.
yeah, and so all the financials on these companies are.
That's why I think we should limit the school.
Dave, would you like to look at those two companies that they're looking at?
Well, would you like to? Yeah, because,
We gotta move
what
quick.
I thought the next step would be is we say we want to hire you, send us a contract and your insurance.
No,
You know, like,
we need scope of work
yeah,
and we need to agree on that, but
I mean, there's a scope of work, there's the financials, there's a reputation check, because just because they're there doesn't mean.
yeah, I mean, I
they're
did a little research on online, but nothing.
will you look into the two of them, Dave?
If you send me the names of the companies. I'll
Sure.
look into it.
Thank
Yeah, it's a
you.
good question. When was the last communication you had with both of those companies?
So
How
with
recent?
Megan Teague of Off-Duty Officers, which the letterhead, it has another
Yeah.
larger and different name, was like less than a week ago.
Okay.
And the same thing with Hartford.
Okay,
Um,
good.
So we're right
Yeah,
there.
it was 2 months ago.
Okay. All right, so I think we're good on the stickers and we're good on the guest, and we'll table the security.
Are we able to do that through email? Because
Yeah, we don't have time.
we don't have time.
That's right. Yeah.
We have to do it through security and
Through
through
email.
email.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Can I ask a question? I know you keep saying, Jeff, that we don't have time, but why can't we just use what we've got in place?
Well, the real problem is we don't know how long and how extensive, and we appreciate your work of you're doing the investigation on them. Do we want to start this in July and we just say, the hell with it, we don't care about June? In other words, you're right, but how much of an importance is it matter? Do we want to do it in June? Do we want to do it in July? Maybe we just do all this research and we just do it next year.
I think
And
that,
so we make really sure. I mean, you gotta, you can't
Well,
keep
the
dilly
budget's
dallying.
approved.
Somebody,
this
I mean,
July.
somebody will ask the same questions. And look, believe me, I know.
Somebody might ask.
No, Keith Marvin, he
Yeah.
ran Northeast Utilities.
I know.
I know Keith for a
No, no,
million years,
no, no.
okay?
So you're saying a certificate of insurance is not ample?
That's right.
Okay.
How fast can you get the sticker? You know,
I think it said 7 to 8 business days.
Yeah.
And we're gonna
They
hand-
ship.
We're gonna.
And then you
hand it
got
out
the
at the first
database
meeting.
Did you-
support.
Well,
Usually June. meeting,
usually
right?
the June meeting, but what we put in the spring packet was, we'll use the orange until we've resolved what we're doing. So just because they say they expire,
When's the fiscal year end? When's the?
June
June
30th.
30th. So that's when this contract would start anyways, because the budget was, or
We actually have money in 25, 26 as well, right?
Right.
A little bit.
Well, I looked in there
Oh, it's
and
gone.
the buoys got put under that for some reason.
I didn't
For
do it.
security? No, public safety, yeah.
Really? Although,
Remember I was telling you it was
Oh,
something
yeah,
weird?
something weird.
I thought you did property.
Chip, well,
It should have been under property.
I don't know.
Give that, give.
Where's Lisa?
Over to
Well, we could flip, we could,
They're not
I
there.
could move. but it's not.
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
All right, so that's what I was asking. Is there money now or are we starting on July 1?
We had money for 25.
So for 25, 26, the money we have should be spent on the tags and the stickers. So maybe we start July 1st with security. And then that'll resolve we don't need 10 weeks.
Well, that'll give us time to get the testing.
Why don't we get the work done and then decide when to start?
I know.
Let's go there.
Maybe we take the whole summer and we decide. And we can start next year. No, the point is, I know you want to do due diligence, but the issue
It doesn't
is,
take, Dave's good.
what I'm saying, and I think that's great, but on the other hand, you don't know, the timing may not work out.
The timing may not work
I
out.
still have to do the due diligence regardless. So
Exactly.
why are we still talking?
So
about
let's
it?
not get
Let's
upset
done.
if it doesn't happen this year.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
Listen, our objective is to get it done this year. If there's.
If you have
an
extenuating
impetus somewhere-
circumstances,
Right.
right,
Yeah.
so, all
Right.
right, so we agree, we're gonna move forward, we're gonna do the due diligence,
Yes.
but
It may not happen.
it might not happen.
Right.
But we have to get all the information so we can make a proper decision.
Exactly. I agree with you.
And if there's no takers, then there's no decision to be made because we can't find a company to do the job.
But at least
They'll have
we
the
do
qualifications.
stickers.
This is the last
Right.
year, do we wanna try to hire somebody?
There's no takers, and then we go and get a kid.
We could buy them
Certified and
an
trained
e-bike
in-
and they can
in-
do
Yeah,
it.
we
All you gotta do is check the passes and then go
No,
And
no,
also-
Now, with liability,
You don't even know what we've done.
We
with
had
last year.
incidences that are.
Yeah, but you don't, yeah, but your incidences were when you confront the people. These people would just be calling in.
Yeah, you just call us over.
All right, you guys, we got a time check here. So,
let's keep rolling.
Like it's
all right,
simple.
so we're, so
People.
David's
Jackie,
gonna
it's a
look
great
into
idea.
the
It's
two
just- I
companies
think we should
and
see
then
this out.
we'll talk about the scope of work and move forward and maybe we'll aim for July 1st.
Yeah.
Sound good to everybody?
Yeah.
Great. Okay, so
That was a lot.
moving forward, I
Yeah.
knew that was gonna be long, which is why I prompted everybody via email. So I just wanted to do a quick, and Dave, add whatever you want to add. I just wanted to do a quick for the public, because the public doesn't know, that we went with Macnick Brothers Incorporated to repair the dam. And what allowed us to postpone the special assessment was based on their schedule of values and when their payment, first payment, would be due and what that payment would be and could we cover it? And the answer was yes. Because the community did vote to use the 50,000, that actually helped to give them a little more time.
Okay.
So the plan is that it goes out, the special assessment goes out September 1st. It's due October 1st, which comes in between the other two split payments. So hopefully it helps people a little bit. So that was good news. Their scheduled time frame is much more aggressive than we thought, which is great. September to December.
Wow.
They're planning on being done in December.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So
September.
Well, it's not,
Yeah.
John was on before, they don't feel this is a huge job.
Okay, get her done.
so I mean, basically, does anybody have any questions or did I leave anything important?
No,
out, Dave?
just, I mean, what you were saying is that the cash flow aligns with the
Right.
schedule of values.
Yeah.
We should be fine. Keep in mind, we did build a contingency into this whole.
Yes.
In the event that something else did come up.
Which the contractor's not aware of. By the way, I've been question on that. Is the contractor aware of the contingency? I'm like, no. Although they built in their own.
Until
But
they watch this video.
right,
Because if I were them, that's what I would do.
And the contingency on their side could mean it could be lower.
Yeah,
Less?
well, their
No, it doesn't work that way.
their contingency was 39,000 in their contract.
Okay,
So.
but they get it either way.
But when I look at their schedule of values, the whole thing equals their contract. So I don't know what to tell you, Brian.
Don't forget I asked her. You don't know the answer.
It'll get absorbed.
It more than likely.
There's
will.
always overages.
Okay.
On their contract,
And their
not
side,
necessarily.
but we also have one.
Right.
So one of the
Right,
things
good.
along these lines, we have checks and balances built into this.
Oh, yeah.
In that,
You did a great job.
as they submit invoices, because they
Right.
submit them to the engineer who has to approve them
Right.
based on the scope of work.
Right,
Then it goes to whoever's going to pay. In
So-
some cases, the town is paying, and in some cases.
right. So for instance, Brian, in September, like one of their items, from their schedule of values is mobilization. Their total value is $10,000, but they're estimating to have 50% complete. So they would get 5,000, not 10,000. So the engineer will sign off and say, yep, okay, you did 50%. You did. And this isn't a Bible, but this is pretty close.
Right.
He knew that the reason why we wanted this was to make sure that we could financially cover.
Right.
We're also paying the engineer to be our contractor as well.
Right. So, any other questions on the dam?
Good job.
Did you find out if you did some, short, like we said, you saw it.
No, actually, I was just working with Wolf on it the last couple of days.
Okay.
Back and forth, it's coming out. Actually, they're gonna, This is the east.
I know, I'm kidding, I was.
The Gazette.
I was,
The East Shore Gazette, because this is their ask.
no, yeah.
So that's another question I have in the business, so if anybody doesn't have any more questions on the
Good.
dam,
Moving on.
okay. So old business update on website, Craig, you can give it, but him and I sat down 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah, I have a list of page long of stuff that we have to update. And we agreed it's gonna kind of continue to be a work in progress, but at some point we'll take down that,
It's under construction.
under construction. I played with it a little today. I put the spring packet in the bottom of the homepage. I have no idea how I did it. And it's not the way that the other thing was in there, but it's there at least.
Okay,
So I gotta get my sea legs back again. So I have a list of stuff to do.
yeah,
we
he left
spent-
through the whole list.
I mean, we took the Chinese food menu out of it.
Oh,
Yeah, we
good.
did, yeah.
So we did a whole bunch of stuff.
It was serious.
I mean, we spent like 3-4 hours.
So
that
they
time.
dropped that.
At least.
Yeah.
Giving
At
you weird
least.
information.
So anyway, I wanted
That's
to
hysterical.
make that public.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. We haven't talked about the June meeting, but I just want to go over a couple other new business things quick first. So one of them is the Gazette mailing, the East Shore Gazette. I have been asked by Elquick, East Shore, do we want to, I forgot how often he sends out the Gazette. You told me, Wolf told me. Do we want to send that out in an email blast every time? He does put good information in there. Sometimes it's Elquick, sometimes something good in there too.
Is it hard
Oh,
for us
about
to send it out on
light,
the e-blast?
light pollution, he put in there.
Let's do it.
So is that everybody cool if I put that out on
Yeah,
an email
fine.
blast and, okay.
Yeah, for those who are wondering what's going on the east side, here's their newsletter.
Right, and he BCs me all the time.
Yeah.
And I BCC them so that they know what's happening. Yeah, so we have a little working,
Yeah.
All right, so that's a yes.
Sure.
Tree on Briar Cliff and Crossroad. Actually, yeah. Do we own property there? I don't even, where is Crossroad? I never even heard of Crossroad. Briar Cliff?
It's like way up.
Well, Briar Cliff.
Maybe that's in Wisconsin Lake Hayward.
It is, it's done.
So somebody,
Yeah, we own where the water.
Kate-
spout was.
Kate Steely, and I don't know her address, I don't know her,
Okay.
do you?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Folks, the address.
it says, oh no, Dan, it was from Kate. So he reached out to Public Works first. And, thank you for using our online portal.
Yeah,
Please
that's
reach
fine.
out to the Lake Hayward Association.
Remember the tower.
Oh,
Yeah, we own
I found the intersection.
Did you?
Crossroad, yeah.
Yeah.
Briar
Is it
Cliff,
sour?
yeah. It's like a tiny road between Longwood and Briarwood.
And
That
So
is.
who was worried about a tree that's
So,
on our
all
property?
right, so hold on to Dan, okay?
Read it.
Please reach out to, so she said, please reach out to Lake Hayward associations to address maintenance and or removal of the tree you were referencing. I've attached a link to the list of associations, blah, blah. So Danny A. Link. He said, good afternoon, need tree on corner of road of Briar Creek and Cross Road from winter storms or soil damage and leaning. Okay, I'll turn it. Okay,
our resident tree
We don't
expert.
have pull-up.
Yeah, it is.
Where is
Yeah.
Crossroad? Is
Yeah,
it,
it's
is
with-
it by the
it's right.
farm?
Crossroad
Right
is from
there.
Wildwood to
Right
Longwood.
here, so
Um,
there's,
so we'll
It's up by the
Longwood,
farm.
there's Briar Cliff.
we'll have to look and see where it is
That little connector that goes to.
and see if it's on
No, it's
somebody's.
not. On this, it's identified as part of Longwood on this map.
On Apple Maps.
Well, clearly it's a road.
I
you
don't
know,
see
Public
that.
Works
Google
does
for
it.
separate road.
Okay, Julia's gonna
Whatever.
check it out. If
Sure.
it's not, if it's on somebody's property, she
Is that
can
a pole of road?
let
Yeah.
us know.
Like
This
my
is
back
the
out?
connector. This is identified.
That's
All
fine.
right,
It's known as Longwood.
so the last thing we're gonna talk about is the
Outside of my district.
June meeting.
Yep.
Hosted at my house.
Oh, yeah, it's at Craig's house, park at the pavilion. Audio,
Everybody needs to borrow hang tags. I have 17.
You got
of them.
17 of them? I'll take 4.
audio.
Huh?
You'll set up audio?
Audio?
June meeting,
Oh, for that? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
audience,
Yeah, that's okay.
Where's?
we're on the
Audio,
June
yeah.
meeting.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were talking about our meeting.
Do we need to do a, properties
11.
setup,
It's the one with the boat.
Team
Project's probably
Reach.
still gonna be there.
Say it again.
team reach,
What about-
volunteers for setup?
Oh, we could,
Not good.
we could.
I'll do that for 8:30. What, the meeting start, not?
It starts at 10.
Okay, so.
Set up? You're talking about
Set up,
Yeah, I come down in the
8:30.
morning. I come
I'll
down to
set
set
up
up
something
audio.
for
We'll
Team
do
Reach.
Yeah, the sharing.
We did that last year, right, Jules?
Yep.
We did something on Team Reach.
I think we actually did, yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that again.
Okay, and then I might tag each of you to maybe, that might need to give an update. June is informational meeting. So,
There's no public comment?
no, in either of the meetings, there's no public comment. Although you gotta set the microphone, because if we're talking about something and somebody wants to talk, but there's no, you gotta talk about what we're talking about.
All right. Yeah. I mean, setting up the microphone is no problem. I was just, never mind.
Website, not the one.
Yeah, we're good.
Awesome, kidding.
All right, so we're good for setup, and Chris is
Yeah.
gonna put some, how many people do we usually need?
Honestly,
About 6.
Yeah, 4, 5, 6. I'll be, I don't have a wedding. I'll be there.
Okay, you're still doing that?
he gets married
That's
a
what-
lot.
That's okay.
All right.
Utah.
And that's all I got. Like I said, I might plug, some of you guys for,
Talking?
yes,
Sure.
um,
I like to talk.
just information, like
Okay, all right.
Dave can talk
Is there
about
any
the
more new
band.
business?
There's people that, I don't know if some Facebook chat on the June.
No,
People that are gearing up for.
I haven't seen it.
Gearing up for it.
Really? On which page? On our?
No,
You gotta get off Facebook.
there, well,
Wait a minute, can I ask a question?
all right, but let's
Is there any
adjourn.
more new business? Can I make a motion to adjourn?
Yes, thank you. All in favor? Okay, thank you. Wait, let me stop the recording.
Bye, John.
Bye, John.
If he's still
He's
there.
probably sleeping.
Still up there.
Bye.
Hey,
Oh,
baby, do you, that crossroads isn't.
Is he a-
No?
Is he a member on the
That's-
board?
No.
I
No,
sent
okay.
you the water tower.
No,
so
okay.
I'm gonna,
Oh,
I'll call this.
Brian.
lady. Can you show me exactly
Oh,
what
sure.
you are?
Oh, okay.
Because.
I'm still here. Good night, everyone.
Good night, John.
Bye.